What's up, YouTubers?
What's up, guys?
Fred and Scott, Birdland BS, getting ready for some Monday Night Football. We got rivalry game here.
Yeah, man. It's been rivalry week.
NFC East style. The Washington Redskins at 6-5 going into Philadelphia to take on their rival Philadelphia Eagles at 5-6. A season of not meeting expectations, to say the least, for the Eagles.
No, I mean, after the Super Bowl run, you know, to come back and be 5-6, and the way that they've been playing, the way, you know, this Eagles defense has been letting up points, it's just not what many expected out of this team.
I don't even think it's really so much the defense. Defense is ranked 13th in the NFL right now. It's really just been the offense, you know, considering they've had some injuries, and we'll kind of get into that as we go on throughout the night. You know, they lost Jay Ajayi, their number one back, and they've kind of been by a running back by committee, although they've kind of settled here with Adams. I think he's starting to kind of work nicely into the role. Carson Wentz, obviously coming back from the big knee injury, still hasn't looked like the Carson Wentz that he was prior to the injury, but you know, that's something to see if he can work through.
Yeah, no, I mean, he has to see if he can work through it. The Eagles are really depending on him. It's when you look at this matchup that, you know, they're 5-6. They're right behind the Redskins here in the NFC East, with Dallas leading the way when they're kind of, you can't even say running away with it. It's 7-5.
Right.
But, you know, they're putting up a streak right now that's starting to get impressive, especially the game for Dallas against the Saints. Tough Saints team.
Yeah, Dallas was definitely impressive in that game. They kind of gave you and I have talked a lot about the Saints and what we think about them as far as being probably one of the best all-around teams in the NFL.
Right.
The Cowboys really gave the NFL the blueprint on how to beat and how to attack Drew Brees in that offense. I mean, they could not get anything going in Dallas.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, we watched it. You know, you and I watched a little bit of the game, and it was just, they were stifled.
Yeah.
It was Drew Brees just didn't have the time. They played good coverage, good zone coverage, and for the most part, they didn't do a whole lot of man to man, which I think is what most teams go man to man against them.
Right.
And when you go zone coverage on them, it obviously showed a little bit of ineptitude of the wide receivers to get open, and then turning around, and the defensive line for Dallas was doing a pretty daggone good job of putting the pressure on Brees.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that was the big tale of the game. You know, Drew Brees being the ultimate professional that he is, and as good a quarterback as he is, he relies on getting the ball out quickly, relying on, you know, short, quick reads, quick routes, and I mean, just could not find anything. Dallas had a ton of pressure in that game. So you're right. The NFC East right now, pretty cloudy picture. I don't think anybody kind of saw these standings coming. Here we are, week 13, and Dallas is in front, sitting at 7-5. Like you said, they got the one-game lead right now over the Redskins going to this. It's a big game for the Redskins. Obviously, the big news with them losing Alex Smith, their quarterback.
That was such a gruesome injury, too. We talked about that at a little bit more length before, but, you know, to go down and lose that in a similar style to Joe Namath, you know, and then have
all
Namath.
Kinds of parallels.
Yeah, so many different parallels in that. But that was such a big loss for them, and such a big loss for this Redskins team, who has been seeming to have a decent year without Kirk Cousins. And I know a guy that actually, huge Redskins fan, always said that Cousins was overrated, still thinks he is, even despite what he's doing in Minnesota.
Yeah.
But
which
Alex
really hasn't been that good considering what Minnesota did last year with Case.
Correct. You know, but I mean, he is doing a decent job in. I mean, he's a serviceable quarterback. Kirk Cousins is,
and he's always been serviceable. I think the big knock on Kirk Cousins was if you just look at his stats, you'd think, wow, you know, this guy's a pretty productive NFL quarterback. Problem with him is, at least in his time here in Washington, was a lot of his stats were garbage stats. It was when the Redskins were down and he was chucking the ball because they couldn't really get anything going in the run game. You bring in Alex Smith, and Alex Smith is the ultimate game manager. I mean, he's not Trent Dilfer like where you don't ask him to do anything. He's just a very smart quarterback. He takes high success rate chances. He doesn't take any kind of high risks. That's probably more of what you're going to see out of Colt McCoy. Colt McCoy is a guy who's willing to chuck the ball.
Oh, yeah.
Willing to throw it into coverage.
Trying to make a name for himself right now.
And I mean, that's got all the potential for big plays and splash plays, but it's also got the potential of what we saw last week with a few turnovers.
Absolutely. Well, we got to get a few people chiming in on YouTube. Connor, regular viewer.
Connor, appreciate you tuning in.
Saying what's up. Says, how about them Ravens, excluding the fact Lamar fumbled 3 times? We'll get into that tomorrow.
We are gonna,
watch the show tomorrow. Watch our normal podcast. Check it out.
Got a lot to say about that. You're going to want to tune in. That's your boy. I know that's you've been around us all year and listen to everything we got to say about that. So definitely tune in for that tomorrow.
And we have Brent and Ryan, our boy Ryan, chiming in.
Ryan?
What's going on, man? You and him going to go check out the Terps this weekend.
Terps B-ball. Young team, but looking pretty good so far.
Yeah. Brent chimes in. He says, "What's up?" Lisa, our resident Cowboys fan that seems to chime in every week. She's
who are you pulling for?
She's yelling at us because we said the Saints were going to beat their Cowboys. So she's saying,
"Hey, you got every right to yell at us."
I tip my cap, madam.
Absolutely. We were just talking about. I don't know if you tuned in when we first launched here. The Cowboys, like I said, laid out the blueprint for the NFL on how to beat the Saints. Attack, pressure, keep Breeze uncomfortable.
Yeah, absolutely. Our boy Tim joining in. What's up, Tim? Good to see you back here, man.
We're getting ready to start here as the Eagles are getting set to receive the opening kickoff here. And that's going to be, who do we got? I think Shelton Gibson back to receive the opening kick. Yeah, this should be a fun game. It's, rivalry games. We know the Ravens-Steelers game. Take the records. Records go out the window. They're usually entertaining games, hard-nosed type games. So this should be a lot of fun. Fantasy football-wise, Hopkins getting ready to kick off here. He's a guy I need to go big to beat you in fantasy football in order to get in the playoffs.
Yeah, and I have Zach Ertz, so we'll see how that works out.
Yeah, expect to have him have a big game. Ball's kicked out of the end zone, so Philadelphia is going to start here on the 25 as Carson Wentz trots out on the field. Carson Wentz, again, as we mentioned earlier, not off to the greatest of starts. I mean, he's got a high completion percentage at 69%, but with 2,500 yards this far into the season, not putting up the numbers that we would normally expect from this offense. But we'll see how he does here against Washington. He starts the game off from the 25-yard line in the gun. He's got trips to his right, one to his left. Takes a snap a little bit low, looks over the middle, and there he is, Zach Ertz, for a first down. On the first play of the game for about an 11-yard gain. He's going to take it out to the 36-yard line.
To answer Connor's question, he asked if Josh Adams was going to be playing the running back for the Eagles.
Yes.
Yes, he is active for this game.
Yeah, and he will probably get the bulk of the carries here, I'm assuming. He's kind of fit nicely into that role. Wentz here in the gun again on first down from the 36-yard line. He's got a man in motion. That's Aguilar. Takes a snap, hands it off to Adams. Adam makes a move, a cut up the middle, gains about 4 yards there on first down. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 6. This is a game that it can go either way. Both teams struggling on offense. You've got 2 decent defenses, but Philadelphia typically plays pretty good at home.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wentz in the gun from the 41, takes a snap, play action, or no, actually hands it off. Adams gets about a yard off to the left side of the line there. It's going to bring up 3rd down and about 5 on the play.
Speaking of Adams, he was the undrafted free agent out of Notre Dame that really showed some signs and some flashes in the pan, and just kind of overwhelmed with Jay Ajayi playing in Philadelphia. He wasn't going to get very many touches, and now with Ajayi going down earlier this year with the injury, getting the chance to step up here.
On 3rd down, Wentz back in the gun, 3rd down and 4. He brings Adams in motion back to the backfield to help protect. It looks like Washington's loading the box. Washington brings the pressure, throws out to Jeffries. Jeffries makes the catch. Norman can't make the tackle, allows Jeffries to spin off and gain about 5 yards and get the first down there.
Had him there about 3 about 3 yards short, 4 yards short of line. And the problem is Norman is trying to strip the ball there, trying to go, instead of going for the tackle. That's a common thing that we've been seeing here in the NFL lately, is going for the ball, not the player.
Trying to make the big play instead of making the right play.
Exactly.
Wentz back in the gun here from about the 48-yard line. He's got Adams to his right. He's got 2 wide receivers split both sides. Hands the ball off to Adams, but the whistle is blown. There's a flag on the play. Looks like it was a false start on the offense. It's going to bring up a 5-yard penalty. It's going to bring up first down and 15.
Yeah, it's going to be on Jason Kelsey, the center. And then the other thing about this, Tony Correnti is your head referee for this evening's game, and he's in his 20th year now as an NFL referee. Hockley and some of those other guys are the veterans that moved on. Now you have some of these other guys that have been around for a while getting their chance as far as refs go.
First and 15, Carson in the gun. He's got the veteran Darren Sproles in the backfield to his right. He's got 2 wide receivers right. He brings a guy in motion, fakes the handoff to Tate. Looking left, trying to move around in the pocket, throws out, but just, dumps it off. I thought he was throwing the ball away. Golden Tate makes the catch, gains about 15 yards before fumbling it, and then the ball goes out of bounds, so Philadelphia is going to maintain possession there as Golden Tate. I really thought Wentz was throwing this away, but just threw a teardrop over the defender there that only Golden Tate could catch. Gains about 12 yards and a first down.
Interesting to see. They didn't show the replay much if the defender's hand was the last hand to touch that ball.
Wentz in the gun here from the 38-yard line. Takes a snap, fakes the handoff to Darren Sproles, throws over the middle, complete to Zach Ertz for a gain of about 5 yards on that. It's going to bring up second down and 5. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, absolutely. No, I was just saying that was – I would have liked to see that. Yeah, absolutely. I would have loved to have seen that replay on this drop-off because it looked to me as if the defender was the last one to touch the ball, which then means it's a turnover. But they got up to the line and snapped it, so they're not even going to bother showing the replay here.
Carson Wentz, first time under center. He's got Adams in the backfield, single back formation. Hands the ball off to Adams. Adams goes right side of the line, gets off the outside edge, gains about 10 or 11 yards on that play. Big first down run there for the Eagles as the Eagles get into scoring position or get into the red zone here. I think did they get out to the 20? Maybe out at the 21, so just short of the red zone. Big first down run there for Adams.
Huge run there for Adams. I mean, getting the big gain.
Wentz again under center. He's got Adams in the backfield. He's got 2 wide receivers split to his right. Brings Aguilar from the left side in motion. Hands the ball off to Adams. Adams again right side's got a nice hole. Gains about 7 yards, but the ball's out. But the referee is ruling him down. I have to see the replay on that, whether his forearm, the way he got upended there, if his forearm actually hit the ground and caused the fumble. I think it did. That's going to be the call on the field. Big 7-yard run there on first down for Adams.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's big run. He gets lucky with the that his knee goes down and doesn't strip up the fumble because there was nobody going to be in sight for the Redskins for the Eagles, and the Redskins would have marched it down the field.
Absolutely. Wentz under center here. He's got Adams in the backfield. He's got 2 wide receivers split to his right. Handoff to the left side. And another fumble. He gets the first down yardage. Gains about 3 yards on the play. That was Corey Clement. Gained about 3 yards, got the first down, and then fumbled the ball, but was able to recover it. We'll see what they do here. If they mark the ball behind the first down marker, because he had to pick the ball back up and gain possession again, but he lost the first down at that point.
Yeah.
So it should bring up third down and about 1 on this play.
Let's see where they put it at. He picked it up. Yep, that's exactly what they're going to do. 3rd and 1 here on the 12-yard line on the Redskins 12.
Big play here for the Redskins early to try to keep the Eagles off the board. Handoff up the middle, stutter step, gets back to the line of scrimmage and gains about 2 yards on the play. It was Corey Clement. Big first down there as the Eagles are now 1st and goal from about the 9-yard line.
And we do have Sports Talk. Friends of ours chime in. Spotlight Sports Talk.
Appreciate you tuning in. Hope you guys are doing your thing. This Eagles team's been shut out in the first quarter, 5 straight games. Looking to break that trend right here. From the 9-yard line, Wentz under center. He's got 2 wide receivers split to his left. He hands off and gains about 3 yards up the middle. That was Adams on the play. It's going to bring up 2nd down and goal from the 6-yard line. Yeah, so again, Eagles shut out in the first quarter, 5 straight games. They've only had 21 total points in the first quarter all season long combined.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Telling start, I mean, to how slow this team starts. But strong drive here first. Obviously, you don't like the fumble-rooskies that we're seeing here.
No, if I'm an Eagles fan, I'm not happy about these fumbles that we're seeing.
Fortunately enough for them, they're recovering them. Wentz in the gun here. He's got Smallwood in the backfield to his left. Hands it off. Nope. Play action. Looking to his right. Looking to his right. Can't find anybody. Wentz scrambles. Looks for Tate in the end zone, and he finds him.
Wow.
Touchdown, Golden Tate. There's the benefit to Carson Wentz and him being able to scramble, extend, and last second, right before he goes across the line of scrimmage, throws a dart to Golden Tate for the touchdown.
Absolutely. And Tate's in the back right-hand corner of the end zone. And great job there by Johnson on the block, who originally defender got around him, gets back around, and gets up for the block to give Carson Wentz that little bit of room to be able to get up there. Great move at that point.
All right, the extra point is up and right down the middle. Jake Elliott with the extra point. That puts the Eagles up here early, 7-0. Touchdown on their first drive of the game. Again, we mentioned the struggles that the Eagles have had in the first quarter. Well, that's how you change it. Put a touchdown on the board on your first drive.
Absolutely. Drive right down the field. Also took about 7 minutes off the clock there. So, great move to get down the field, take the time off the clock, and continue down the field. Connor says he likes to stream.
Appreciate it, Connor.
So we appreciate that, man. Not a lot of you guys chiming in out there. We got 27 of you guys watching. A few guys coming back. We appreciate you guys.
Hey, do us a favor while you're there. Hit the little thumbs up. That's how we get recognized. That's how we get more people in the chat room. We want you guys interacting with us. That's where we have the fun with it. Questions that you guys have for us or for the show, and just drop them in the comments.
To throw it out there, I know that there's been some people that have been putting the stream stuff in there. Look, we don't stream this game because of the legality behind it. YouTube will shut it down, so we don't do that on purpose. Look, we know that there's other ways you can get the game, but we like this way because it gives us the chance to kind of sit here and call the game as we see it through our eyes, as a little bit of above average football fans, and not have you guys listen to the same guys that we've been listening to for years.
Right, again,
they do that professionally, right, and they're paid for it.
We're new to it. It's commercial free. It gives you guys a chance to interact with us and interact as the game goes on. We have a lot of fun doing it. We've had a good amount of people tuning in each week that we've done this now, so we appreciate each and every one of you tuning in for sure. Just do us a favor, hit that thumbs up. It means the world to us.
Absolutely.
So yeah, Redskins getting ready to take the field. Scott, what are we seeing here with the Redskins? Anything noteworthy? It's kind of going on right now.
As far as the Redskins, when you look at it, obviously Alex Smith down with the injury.
Right.
You also have the running back Darius Geis, knee injury in preseason. He was the rookie out of LSU that was drafted in the first round pick, and already unable to really use him. So really sad to see that.
I know in practice, the team was very high on him for sure.
Absolutely. And then, just kind of tapping on what they're talking about real quick. Obviously, the loss of former President George H.W. Bush. They're at Lincoln Financial Field tonight, honoring him. Flags half staff before the game. Very respectful moment. Sorry for him and his family.
Jake Elliott lines up here for the kickoff.
Yeah, you're going to have Jake Elliott lining up for the kickoff, and it looks like you're going to have, I think that's going to be Danny Johnson linebacker, and he's going to let it go out of the back of the end zone. Now, good old Colt McCoy. Colt McCoy's going to step out. McCoy, look, he was a bit of a bust for the Browns when he first came on the scene. Formally coming out and being a failed quarterback, so to speak, has done a decent job, of filling in for Alex Smith thus to this point. But I think ultimately this is going to be a test game against a tough Eagles team as we move forward.
Absolutely.
So he's going to line up in the gun, 2 wide out to his right, 1 to the left in motion, sits in the pocket, rolls out to the right, and he's going to have the pass incomplete to Adrian Peterson. That's a name that we're going to continue to see. Who knows how long we continue to see him around. He's been performing, but not to the level that...
There's a flag on the field. There's holding on the offense. It's going to bring it a 10-yard penalty and back the Redskins up here on first down. It's going to be 1st and 20 for the Redskins. Yeah, Adrian Peterson, 33 years old, started the season great, but it looks like, with the injuries that the Redskins have had to the offensive line and just age, I think, father time kind of catching up to him. These last couple weeks, he started to slow down.
Right.
Down to earth.
So we had a penalty called. It's going to be a false start, so it's going to be a 1st and 20 now from their own 15. And he's going to hand the ball off to Adrian Peterson, and Peterson's going to get stuffed in the backfield for a loss of about 3. So now we're moving to 2nd and 23. Not a great start here for the Redskins and Colt McCoy. Trying to fend off, winning this game is what they need to do in order to keep it close between them and the Eagles for second place.
Stop there.
So Peterson has lost yardage on 30 rushes this season, which is the most in the NFL. Yeah, kind of shows you why he's, maybe shouldn't be around anymore. McCoy's in the shotgun. Fakes the handoff. No, does hand it off. He's going to hand it off to Peterson.
No, I don't think that was.
Or that wasn't Peterson. That's going to be
Thompson. Yeah, Thompson finally coming back from his injury. He's been a guy that's been just sitting on my fantasy bench here for the past couple of weeks. Chris Thompson is a very versatile back. He's a good receiving back, a good change-up to the veteran that can now spell Peterson and try to hopefully give him a little bit of time off where his carries are more valuable later in the game when they need them.
Right, be a little bit more of a third down running back as well.
Right.
Get that north and south. All right, so McCoy's going to line up. He's got trips out to the left, 1 out to the right. Makes an audible call here with 3 seconds on the play clock. 2, gets a snap off in time. Stepping back, gets it off to Johnson again, who's going to get a pretty decent gain out to about the 29-yard line, but they're still going to be about 6 yards short at this point. So 4th and 6, and it looks like they're going to bring the punt team out. So Tressway going to try and pin back Darren Sproles for the Eagles is going to come out.
Veteran Darren Sproles. This guy, talk about fantasy football. He's a guy that I've always kind of stashed on my roster because when he was in New Orleans, just the value that you got to hit out of him in the receiving game, always a factor. Obviously, he got hurt earlier this year, so good to see him back out on the football field. As he fields the punt at about the 12-yard line, goes left side, 2 guys there had nowhere to go, gets out to about the 16-yard line, and that's where the Eagles will start their second drive. Big 3-and-out there for the Eagles defense. As Carson Wentz on that first drive was 5 for 5. Pretty impressive first drive there.
First drive, yeah. I mean, it's first drive good for the offense. First drive good for the defense, giving them a chance to get the offense back out on the field, and that's really what you want to do. You want to see your quarterback and your offense set the tone. And we talk about time of possession. That's a thing that you and I have been on, not just for the Ravens, just been in the NFL in general. And time of possession doesn't always tell the story of the game, but it is valuable to keep your defense off the field and keep them fresh, because the longer that you can score all these points, and we've seen it so many times in the NFL, you can score all these points in the first quarter and the second quarter, but if you're doing it quickly and sometimes too quickly and putting your defense back out on the field too quickly, they start getting worn down the third and fourth quarter, and you start seeing the offense come up and step up and really starting to beat the defense in the third and fourth quarter. We've seen it all too well with many different teams.
Right.
So it's almost like you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Yeah. But I think it's definitely something that you got to look at and think about as you're doing it. Keeping that possession. Connor chimes in and says he's losing 102.5 to 88 with Josh Adams playing tonight. Do we think he can pull off the win in his fantasy league?
Is it a PPR league there, Connor, or are we just talking no non-PPR. Either way, I mean, if that team's done, you're what, 14.5 points down. Adams was heavily involved there in the first drive. The Redskins defense, again, it's 8th rated in the league, but I think even that's a little overemphasizes if you're just looking at the ratings. The Redskins have had some injuries on the defensive line, so the Eagles should be able to get the running game going here. It's just now you get Sproles back, you've got Corey Clement back there, so they still have this running back by committee kind of formation. But
he says it's a standard league.
Oh, it's a standard league? Okay. I mean, that kind of hurts your chances, but still, again, 14 points. You get a touchdown, and if he's going to be the bulk of the carrier here, you should still be in pretty good shape, I would think.
Yeah, touchdown, maybe a big run or two, you should be fine.
Yeah. So again, we've got two of the lower-rated offenses here going against each other. You got the Eagles at 26th in the league, and the Redskins at 28th. And again, this is a team, the Redskins, when Alex Smith was at the helm. Didn't do too much on offense from a passing standpoint, just did enough to win. But now we're seeing the effect of having Colt McCoy out there. But Carson Wentz here from the 16-yard line under center. He's got Adams in the backfield, hands it off. Adam cuts back, goes left side, up the middle, gains about 5, maybe 6 yards on that. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 4 or 5. We'll see where they mark it. This rivalry series, I mean, these are two of the most historic franchises. They're teams that have been around for a long time.
Right.
Redskins lead the all-time series between these two teams, 86, 76, and 8. Redskins in their history have won 3 Super Bowls to the Eagles' first Super Bowl, obviously being last year. So, again, two very historic franchises. Wentz, play action, looking left side, throws over to Goddard. But Goddard, looking for a flag, thought there was early contact there. The ball hit off his hand and was incomplete.
Josh Norman with some decent coverage there on that play, coming over and shifting over to get him in. Zach Ertz, or showing Zach Ertz on the last touchdown.
Yeah, the Eagles have a good set of tight ends here. Zach Ertz being the younger but still veteran, obviously one of the better tight ends in the league, and they get Goddard here as a rookie who looks pretty promising. Wentz on 3rd down and 4. He's going to be in the gun. He's got Sproles to his left, 2 wide receivers to his right. He hands off to Sproles. Sproles tries to go up the middle, but it's stopped. Looks like he's going to lose about a yard on that. It's going to bring up 4th down and 5, and that's how you get off the football field.
Mason Foster with that big stop there. Yeah. The veteran team captain for this defense, able to get in there and put the stop and put the hurt on him and actually give him the loss to force for an out.
As the Eagles are set here to punt, they bring out Cameron Johnson.
And it looks like we're going to see Greg Stroman back for the Redskins to receive this kick. Decent kick. It's going to be fielded by about the 29-yard line. He's going to shift out to the right, trips himself up, and then gets hit by Hall.
And might have lost a yard or 2 on that.
Yeah, it looks like he lost a yard or 2 after making the trying to make a man miss, but just tripped himself up on that, and just didn't happen.
That's the problem with some of these returners that like to run. You see it a lot in the running game too. These returners and running backs that like to run east to west. And I've always been the type that I always appreciate the between the tackles and through the guard type runs, the straight ahead. Get the ball and go, find a hole and go, one cut, maybe go. The east to west, I mean, you got to be a pretty good back. You got to have electric speed. You got to have electric vision. I mean, you got to really have some tools that separate you from other running backs and other returners to be able to make a play like that big.
Yeah, we had Xavier chime in and say show the game, guys. We're going to continue to say it. Look, we don't show the game, we don't stream the game for the simple fact that if you watch those channels that are doing that, you're going to find that after just a few minutes, maybe 20 minutes, maybe even 30 minutes, if you get lucky, YouTube will shut those channels down. They continue to do it. So we just don't go that route. We're giving you our commentary based on the game.
Think of it more of like a radio broadcast. We're just, we're here to listen to. We got a lot of people out there that are tuning in from work. Don't have the ability to watch, but they can listen. That's what we're here for. Again, like Scott said, if we tried to put the video up, YouTube would kick us off in a matter of minutes, and we don't want that. We want you guys tuning in, interacting with us.
Yeah, not sure. We've had several people chiming in here and saying Captain Marvel ? I'm not sure what they're referencing here, but we've had several people saying that. I don't know if it's a trailer that's playing before we're coming on or not. So, not sure what you guys are talking about. If you want to clarify, we can definitely help it out.
Captain Marvel.
32 people watching. We have 1 thumbs up. Give us that thumbs up. Remember, that helps us, moving forward. We appreciate it, but also helps us move us up in the when you're in the searches and up for when you're looking for it. Like I said, we have fun with this. We've been doing this. We're amateurs with this, so to speak. We're becoming pros, at least it feels like it. Yeah. If you guys that have been tuning in on a regular basis, you'll actually notice that Fred and I have switched spots. You also notice that there's no curtain behind us. That's because there's a green screen on the way. We're going to up our game here soon. So be sure to be tuning in every week, and also make sure that you tune into our regular show on Tuesday nights. 8:45 is when we go live. As we see Colt McCoy in this Redskins offense back on the field, he's going to line up under center. He's going to have 2 wide receivers out to the left, and Peterson in the backfield. He's going to step back, looking deep, a wide open Dotson, and Dotson's going to get a gain of about 20, maybe 25 on that play.
Big play there, left wide open. Not sure if the Eagles were caught in zone coverage there. No, it looked like, was that Douglas? Yeah, Douglas just tried to bite on the inside route and was beat over the top deep. If Colt McCoy gets that out a little bit more in front of Dotson runs, I think, for a touchdown.
Yeah, absolutely. He gets out there a little bit further, and he's good to go.
32-yard gain on that.
All right. You're going to see McCoy line up under center again. He set it with 1 tight end, 3 wide receivers, and the running back in the backfield. And it looks like you're going to see him give a little flip off here to Johnson. Johnson's going to get out and get back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a little bit short depending on where they spot this.
That's Chris Thompson.
Or Chris Thompson, I'm sorry.
That's right.
I don't know why I thought it was Johnson.
Johnson, that's all I'm saying. Pitched it out there to Thompson. Thompson stopped at the line of scrimmage, but the Redskins in a hurry up here.
Yeah, Colt McCoy is going to drop back, looking left. He's going to hit Dotson again, but again at the line of scrimmage. So now they're going to face 3rd and about 4 yards.
We got about 2 minutes and 42 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. Again, the Eagles leading the Redskins 7-0.
What am I saying? 3rd and 4. It's 3rd and 11.
Yeah, 3rd and 11.
All right, so it looks like you're going to see him come out. He's got a running back in the backfield, 1 tight end set to his left, 3 wide receivers, 2 out to the right, 1 to the left. He's going to put a man in motion. Drops back. Plenty of time looking right. And it's going to be just overthrown off the hands of Crowder, but there is a flag there.
LeBlanc tried to make a play, and he got tangled up in Crowder's feet there. A lot of contact before the ball ever arrived. And again, LeBlanc not looking back at the ball. That's going to catch you a flag every time.
Absolutely. And
the call is
pass interference. Yep.
Defense.
And you got Doug Peterson on the Eagles sideline is chirping away, saying the ball was out of bounds, but it was out of bounds because it was off of Crowder's hands. Right. So no issue there.
Ball was definitely catchable. If LeBlanc doesn't make any contact there, Crowder comes up with about a 12-yard or 13-yard first down on the play.
Everybody's chiming in. There's a new Captain Marvel trailer coming out tonight.
Okay.
All right. So you got 2 wide out to the left. Tight end set in the backfield. He's going to hand the ball off to Peterson, who's going to get a gain of about 7 on the play. And we have another late flag coming in.
Late flag there. I don't know what the call may be. I don't know if that was maybe hands to the face. We'll see what the call is. I didn't see anything. Yeah, illegal use of hands to the face on the defense. That's going to be an automatic first down for the Redskins here. Redskins driving. looking to get this touchdown back and pull it within or pull even.
Yeah, and we have 42 of you guys out there. One thumbs up. Keep hitting those keep hitting that thumbs up for us. That moves us up when people are searching and looking for the game, looking for commentary of the game. Again, we don't stream the game for legality purposes, and YouTube will rip it off. All right, we're gonna see McCoy. He's gonna line up in the gun. He's got Peterson to his left. Trips out to the left. One to the right. He's going to drop back. He's going to hand it off to Peterson, who's going to cut right, then cuts back left. Is going to get a gain of only about 1 on the play. So we're going to see 2nd and 9. We got 1:32 left in the first quarter here, as the Eagles lead 7-0.
Actually, we have 7 thumbs up on the feed, so I guess it's.
Oh, there we go. It's a delay here.
A little bit of a delay. Okay. Yeah, appreciate each and every one of you guys tuning in as always. This, again, just one of our first goes at this thing. It's our 5th stream, I think. Having a lot of fun doing it.
All right, and you're going to see Colt McCoy line up under center again. 2 wide out to the right. Or, I'm sorry, 2 wide out to the left. 1 out to the right. Got the tight end wide to the left. And it looks like we're going to have a flag here. And luckily so. Colt McCoy dropped that.
False start on the offense here.
It's going to be on the center. It's going to be on Chase Roulier.
We got 1 minute left to go here in the first quarter. Again, Eagles leading 7-0, but the Redskins on the move, now going in the wrong direction with the penalties.
As they were starting to march down the field there, now we're having the issue that they're marching back the other way as we continue to see this defense of the Eagles kind of step up a little bit. This drive, they're stepping up a little bit more. They've kind of faltered a little bit more. Colt McCoy is going to be back in the gun. 2 wide out to the left, 1 out to the right. He's going to have a tight end to his left. Drops back. He's under pressure. Moving and rolls out to the right. Makes some time, trips, and falls for a loss of about 7 here.
That's a big loss.
He had a little bit of room to run and get the ball off and just trips himself up. So now, huge 3rd down here that they need to convert.
And about 18 seconds left to go as the play clock continues to tick. I think the Redskins are just going to go ahead and let this run down, and that'll be the end of the first quarter. With, again, the Eagles leading 7-0. Redskins put together a nice little drive there, but Colt McCoy hung on the ball too long there. Should have, as he got out of the pocket, if he couldn't find anybody, should have gotten rid of the ball instead of taking the loss. If they can't gain some yardage back here, it's going to put their field goal kicker in a tough spot.
Yeah, no, and that's one of those things that as we go through and we watch this game, it's now 3rd and 20 for the Redskins, and the penalties are hurting them. Not to mention Colt McCoy not having his feet under him, running down the field, sliding and tripping himself up, not helping the fact. So now they're going to be on the Eagles' 26-yard line, 3rd and 20. You think they're going to run the ball? Or do you think they're going to put McCoy up to throw the ball again here?
Look for Chris Thompson out of the backfield on this. I think Chris Thompson, you might catch either a screen pass to Thompson out of the backfield, a dump off over the middle to Thompson, something to gain maybe 5 or 6 yards here to get within field goal and get the points versus taking a shot at a long 1st down or maybe a touchdown here. I think the Redskins are going to play it safe.
Yeah. Our boy Hector chiming in. He says, "What's up? Thanks for streaming." He's at the mall with his girl and thought he was going to miss the game, but he's got it. He's got it streaming thanks to us. So we appreciate that, man.
Appreciate that, Hector, man. Appreciate you tuning in, even at the mall doing your shopping.
Man.
So man, we talk about this game. Let's talk a little bit about the injuries. We talked about the Redskins side with Alex Smith, Darius Geis. Some injuries that they've had to key offensive linemen. For the Eagles on the other side, you've had 2 big defensive injuries with the injury to Rodney McLeod. He had to have surgery on his MCL. Now you're relying on a 33-year-old Corey Graham to run free safety back there. He was a good situational free safety to have. We're familiar with him at this time here with the Ravens.
Right.
But at 33, can he play at that kind of level that you expect for a starting free safety? And then at the cornerback position, Ronald Darby with a torn ACL, injured versus the Cowboys on a non-contact injury. That's huge for them. And that's why we're starting to see the Redskins actually moving the ball, I think, is some of the injuries that are playing a part in the Eagles' success here on defense.
Yeah. We have another person chiming in. They say they're all watching for the Captain Marvel. I don't think YouTube is interrupting these streams for that, unfortunately, unless there's something I don't know about.
Oh, he's probably talking about it. They must be showing it on Monday Night Football or something.
Could be.
And he wants us to show it.
Unfortunately, we will not be able to do that.
Can't do that, unfortunately.
And Cole McCoy is going to drop back. He called the screen pass there, and he's going to get a big break. But he's taken down. Started to look like Thompson got a little bit of running room there, but wound up getting taken down.
The flag on the field looks like it's going to be against the Eagles or against the Redskins, and the Eagles. Wow, tongue tied. Eagles look like they're going to decline the penalty as it was a 4-yard gain for Thompson.
Blocking the back here.
No, they are going to accept the penalty. That puts them back another 10 yards. So this makes it a really, really tough field goal kick for their kicker, Hopkins. They're going to need to get at least 7 or 8 yards back here to have a legitimate shot at a decent shot at a field goal.
Yeah, no, you're gonna be facing 3rd and 30 on the 31. So you got to get some yardage here and at least give your kicker a chance. And as he lines up with trips out to the left, one out to the right. Looks like Thompson's going to be in the backfield again to his right. Drops back, throws over the middle to Crowder, who gets it at about the 30-yard line and gains another about 4 yards. So you're going to see this on the 26-yard line, 4th and 20 now.
So he gains about the 6 or 7 yards that we talked about. Gets back in the decent field goal range here. Gets tackled midfield there, so it should line up for a pretty dead center field goal attempt here. As Colt McCoy looks like he's grabbing at his right ankle there as he got rolled up on at the end of the play. Hopkins coming in for the field goal attempt.
It's going to be a 44.
44-yard field goal attempt. I need this for
Kicks
fantasy.
Up.
Give me the points, buddy.
It's up,
and
it's good. Woo!
Started off to the right, took a massive hook, almost like my golf slice, to the left there, goes through the uprights, and the Redskins put 3 on the board, pull within 4 here in the second quarter.
We've got a few people chiming in, again, on this Captain Marvel stuff. Guys, we are not going to show the live shot of anything during this game.
Yeah, YouTube has some kind of software where it detects that type of thing, and I mean they don't hesitate, they don't waste any time, they kick you off, and we're not trying to interrupt the stream for those that are out there listening to us and don't care about the Marvel stuff and don't care about watching the video stream, they just want to listen to us. So I wish we could, but unfortunately we can't.
Yeah, we have a lot of other things going on, and we aren't going to unfortunately, for that situation or any situation, risk what we have going as a brand in Birdland BS. So I'm sorry for those of you guys that are out there that are tuning in for that. We are not going to be showing that Captain Marvel trailer. So I apologize, but that's just how we run. We're not willing to let this stream go down. But for those of you that are out there watching for the game, again, right now, 7-3 now. The Eagles over the Redskins. We're going to see as this game moves on, hopefully we continue to see them kind of step up. And the Redskins, they drove down the field this go-around. They need to step up on the next drive and march down the field again.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you saw Colt McCoy kind of hobble off the field there, grabbing at his ankle. That's kind of worrisome. I know that the Redskins, I believe, signed Mark Sanchez. Was it the Redskins?
Yeah, it was the Redskins signed Mark Sanchez. That is correct.
Sanchez to kind of back him up. Butt fumble
McGee.
Butt fumble McGee. Look, I guess he's a serviceable guy if you got to throw him in there, but you like your chances a lot better with Colt McCoy at the helm.
We have somebody chiming in. It is the second quarter. There is 13, just right around 13:50 left on the clock. Again, in the second quarter, Philadelphia up 7-3 as we wait for the kickoff here. Next Monday night will be a pretty good game. It's going to be the Seahawks-Vikings.
Yeah, in Seattle. You got the 12th man there. I mean, that place is a very hostile environment. Vikings not playing their best football. Seattle looks like they're starting to play a little bit better. Should be a good game next week for us to call.
Absolutely.
Hopkins set to kick off here.
Connor's praying for them to feed Josh Adams this drive.
Shelton Gibson and Wendell Smallwood back to receive this kick. Ball's kicked out of the back of the end zone.
Almost on a line drive style punt there.
Line
or
drive
kick.
So Eagles are going to start their third drive of the game here from the 25-yard line. Zach Ertz trots onto the field. Guy that, again, we talked about him earlier. One of the better tight ends in the NFL. Obviously, him and Wentz have a good chemistry together. They work well with each other. Guy that I hope doesn't do much more than he's already done tonight, because I can't have that happen against me tonight.
Why is that, Fred?
But Wentz here starts to drive off in the gun. He's got Adams to his left. He fumbles the snap, picks it back up, dumps it off to Ertz. Ertz makes the catch, but can only get back to the line of scrimmage before he's stopped. Wentz smart enough there to pick up the fumble. It was a bad snap and dump it off and get rid of the ball. So it just brings up 2nd down and 10. No harm, no foul. Eagles offense, again, firing on all cylinders so far to start this game. Wentz is going to start here on 2nd down and 10 under center. He's got Adams in the backfield. He's got trips to his left and one to his right, but he brings a guy in motion. Hands off to Adams. Adams goes left side. Stiff arm, and man, he gets shoestring tackled for a gain of about 3, maybe 3.5 on that play. If he doesn't grab a hold of his foot there, that's a big gain.
Yeah, no, it's one of those things.
Sorry, Hector.
That's Connor. It's Connor.
Connor. Sorry.
Yeah. So that would have been a big, huge gain for the simple fact that they were going downfield pretty quickly, and the Redskins defense was bringing 7 on that blitz. I think they thought it was going to be a run as well.
Wentz in the gun here. He's got Adams to his left again. He's got 2 wide receivers to his right. He brings Zach Ertz in motion back towards the line. Takes the snap. He's looking left, looking middle. He's got pressure up the middle, and he is sacked. Looks like Ryan Kerrigan and I can't tell. It might have been Allen there together with the sack. Kind of met Wentz in the middle. Made a Wentz sandwich out of him. And that's going to bring up 3rd down. But there is a flag on the play. It looks like it might be against the Redskins, and it is. It's going to be a hold on the defense. And that's going to bring up an automatic 1st down. And the call is on DJ Swearinger.
So ultimately, so far, we're through the first quarter in this game. If I were to tell you who do you got winning this game right now, who would you say?
Oh, the Eagles.
Eagles all day.
Yeah, I think the Eagles are moving the ball better. They've got the better defense right now, playing at home. Yeah, I like the Eagles to win this one.
I like the Eagles as well. My one hiccup is they had Mark Sanchez warming up on the sideline.
Yeah, I saw that as well. Wentz in the gun here. Brings his tight end in motion. Fakes the handoff to Adams. Throws over the middle. It's complete to Ertz. Dang it. For a big 1st down there, as Ertz gains about 16, maybe 17 yards on a big 1st down catch over the middle there.
Huge spot for Ertz as I continue to get fantasy points.
Yeah. Zach Ertz, though, man, this is a guy that he's chasing a franchise record for receptions for the Eagles, which was set by Brian Westbrook a few years back at 90.
Memorable name.
At 90. Ertz had 84 coming into this game, so may set that record here against the Redskins the way things are going. Wentz in the gun. He's got Sproles to his left, or is that Clement? Yeah, that's Clement. No, that's Sproles. Sproles goes left, cuts up field, gains about 3 yards on the play there. Man, Sproles, I mean, he is a small guy, got a low center of gravity, and even, at his age, I'm not sure how old he is, but he's got to be 34, 35. You don't see running backs hold on as long as he has and have the career that he has. But even at his age, he still has explosive speed.
Yeah. Colt McCoy, as they're taking him back to the locker room, limping off the field, that ankle
Mr.
getting
Butt
rolled up.
Himself, getting warm. Wentz in the gun here. He's got Adams to his left. 1 wide receiver out right, 1 wide receiver out left. Takes the snap. Looking right, throws a deep ball, but just out of the reach of Nelson Aguilar. he had a step on the defender there. If Wentz feeds that in, that goes for a touchdown.
Yeah, he had him by probably about 3 or 4 yards, a little too deep on that. Aguilar running full speed, trying to catch up to the ball, just couldn't. He's actually going to sit this play out, run downfield like that, I'm sure. Carson's 7 for 9 now for 68 yards with a touchdown.
Big 3rd down and 7 here. Eagles got to get this first down if they plan to put on points on the board. A little out of field goal range right now. He's in the gun. Pressure from the outside. Wentz gets hit, but he somehow gets the ball off and complete. It might have been Jordan Matthews on the catch there. It was definitely first down yardage. About 11-yard gain or 12-yard gain on that, but there's a flag on the field. We got to see what the call is here. Did Matthews push off maybe to get open?
Yep.
And he did. Pass interference on the offense, going to back the Eagles up even further. Absolutely not in field goal range now.
No.
Got to get at least 15 yards here if they plan on putting 3 points on the board.
So 3rd and 17 now, facing it from the 47-yard line of Philadelphia.
Kind of a questionable call there. Matthews' arm didn't really extend much to push off, but it was just enough for the ref to see and throw the flag. Ref was in good position there, so obviously he saw it a little bit better than the camera angle that we're seeing it at. But that's going to bring up 3rd down and 17 from the 47-yard line. Wentz in the gun. He's got Ertz in motion. Looking left, looking right. Throws over the middle. Incomplete.
It's a little high there.
As he was attending for Nelson Aguilar there. Pass is broken up, and the Eagles are forced to punt here on 4th down and 17.
Yeah, so you're going to see it'll be interesting to see if they put out Greg Stroman or Jamison Crowder here for the punt return.
Either way, I think the Eagles, in prime position here to pin the Redskins back. We'll see how Cameron Johnston can do. See if he can pin them inside the 10.
Yeah, I mean, the other question is you're going to have Mark Sanchez come out now.
Maurice Harris back.
As it's fielded at about the 9-yard line for a fair catch.
And that's where the Redskins will start. Redskins and a Mark Sanchez appearance here on Monday Night Football.
Was not expecting this.
No, not at all. Don't have any notes on Mark Sanchez because I was not expecting to see Mark Sanchez.
Yeah, I don't think anybody expected to see Mark Sanchez. But I tell you what, it makes them look now like that's the case. So that's one of those things that we weren't anticipating. Nobody was expecting it. But the Redskins, with a big move that to an extent actually pays off in this situation.
Yeah.
Because if you don't pick up Sanchez, you're going to have a backup quarterback that's going to be, semi-serviceable. But to have Sanchez come in, if this becomes a serious injury for Colt McCoy, what are you going to do? You got to go pick up another backup quarterback.
Yeah.
Because Mark Sanchez becomes your primary quarterback.
Well, this is a play. If you're the Redskins, you're hopeful that Colt McCoy goes back into the locker room, gets re-wrapped, gets his ankle wrapped enough that he can come back out on the field and play tonight. It didn't look severe. I mean, he was able to walk around on it. He was definitely hobbling, so you could definitely tell it was bothering him.
As they took him to the back, he did not look comfortable. He did not look like he wanted to be taken off the field either, but he knew it was serious enough that he needed to get it checked out.
Yeah, so again, we talked about the Redskins with some of the injuries that they've had on the offensive line. Both of their starting guards, Brandon Sheriff, who tore his pec muscle, he's their best offensive lineman. He was injured versus the Falcons back in early November. He's gone for the rest of the year. Their other guard, Sean Laveau, tore his ACL.
Yeah.
Basically the same game. It was the same game as Sheriff, so they lost both of their staples at guard. You got Bergstrom and God, I can't think of the other guy's name playing in there now. Obviously, Cooper, Jonathan Cooper. So you got two guys that normally are good situational type guards to come in and relieve your starters, playing the bulk of the snaps. They're
talking about exactly what we're talking about
right now. So.
You know, yeah, and Richardson was the big loss as well too, because he becomes another threat that was, you know, when you have him and Crowder on the field.
It's a big signing for them in the offseason.
Yeah, I mean you couldn't kind of go after it. So Mark Sanchez is going to line up under center here from the 10-yard line. He's going to snap the ball off. He's going to hand it off to AP. AP's got a hole. Oh, AP's got room. He's at the 40, the 50, to the 40 again, 30, 20. He's going to the house, 10, and touchdown to AP on Sanchez's first touch of the ball. He hands it off and finds a touchdown. I can't believe it.
Wow, 33-year-old Adrian Peterson. I was just kind of doubting the production there with a 90-yard touchdown run. Huge play there. For the
handed off to him by the 32-year-old quarterback, Mark Sanchez.
Wow. What a flip of events there. You had the Eagles that were on a good drive, get set back by a couple penalties, do a good job of pinning them back there inside the 10-yard line, but on the first play, Peterson with the touchdown, 90-yard run.
Yeah,
Hopkins for the extra point.
And it's up and good, and just like that, it's a swing from down 3-7 to up 10-7.
Adrian was not going to get caught on that. I mean, he did not look back, did not slow down.
I tell you where his eyes were. His eyes were on that end zone jumbotron, making sure nobody was behind him. No, Mark Sanchez had his hands on the football, and went to the house. What? Yes, that is right. The ball went to the house. He had it for less than a second before he hands it off to AP, who takes it to the house. Wow, what
Mark Sanchez says if this is all it took for me to be successful in my career is hanging off to Adrian Peterson, I was on the wrong team.
I mean, he was with the Jets, so I mean, I think that was kind of well known. That was the case. Yet another guy, when you think about it, with some of the teams, the injuries that have gone down. Look, he is Mr. Fumble himself, but he didn't exactly have the best offensive line. He didn't have the greatest wide receiving core there, and running game could have been questionable for the Jets when in his time with them. So it's one of those things you have to really wait and see. As we see a shift here, 10-7. Yeah. They've got 10 minutes left in the first half left, so you got 9:23 to be exact.
While we're under commercial here, do us a favor. While you're watching, we've got, 34 of you guys in here. Do us a favor and hit that thumbs up, or if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. We're going to do these Monday Night Football streams every Monday night for the rest of the season. We're still hand-picking the playoff games that we're going to do as well come playoff season. But, look, the thumbs up, it takes 2 seconds to do to just hit it up. It means the world to us. It helps us get found. It helps us come up in the YouTube searches. So we appreciate, again, each and every one of you guys tuning in. We are Birdland BS. We are a Baltimore-based sports podcast. I'm Fred. This is Scott. Every Tuesday night on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, we do a live stream audio podcast that we cover all of Baltimore and Maryland sports. So if you're a Ravens, you're an Orioles, you're a Terps fan, be sure to tune in for our podcast, or if you just want to hear a little bit about some sports. And
you can't forget our famous 2-minute warning, Fred,
right,
where we go over nothing's off bounds, nothing's off topic. It's just 2 minutes of just whatever news that one of us has compiled.
Whatever we can fit in a 2-minute window when it comes to sports knowledge and sports topics.
We have fun picking those every week.
We have fun doing that every week. So be sure, if you've got nothing else going on, tune in tomorrow night, 8:45, Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter, for our live podcast stream as well.
And you can check out the website as well. You know, all of our stuff is there. You can check it out. If you're on the go, pull it up on your phone, pop it in as you're on your way to work. You got plenty of time to listen.
Hopkins kicks the ball off. It's received at about the 1-yard line. Looks like Smallwood gains out to about the 22, 23-yard line there. And that's where the Eagles will take over. It'll be first down and 10.
Jeff says he gave us a thumbs up. Thanks for that, Jeff. We appreciate it, man.
Appreciate that. Hey, for all you guys out there that haven't chimed in yet, take 2 seconds also, not only to hit the thumbs up, but tell us where you guys listening from. How'd you find us? Where are you at? What state? Where are you from?
What do we call that, Fred? Roll call.
Roll call. Carson Wentz here on 1st down and 10 is going to start in the gun. He's got Adams to his left, 2 wide receivers to his right. Takes the snap, play action, looks left. He's got Ertz, but throws it just a little too out in front of Zach Ertz. That's like the 2nd or 3rd time tonight already that we've seen Wentz
just
potential for big plays there and just throwing it out a little too far ahead of his receivers. Thank you for that, Wentz, because that would have been a big one for Ertz.
Yeah, the linebacker that was Kerrigan, who had a little bit of lost coverage there on Ertz. Guy like Ertz, it's always hard to cover him across the middle. That's for sure.
Yeah. Wentz under center here. He's got Adams in the backfield. He hands it off. Adam with a cluttered middle there. Tries to cut it upfield, but only gains maybe a yard on that. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 9. We're just over 9 minutes to go here in the first half. Again, the Redskins leading the Eagles 10-7. Redskins at 6-5 sit a game behind the Cowboys at 7-5. The Eagles trying to get back to 500 at 5-6. This is a big game for both of these teams. As Colt McCoy, they're showing him hobbling pretty badly in the back of the stadium there. Does not look good. Wentz in the gun. Here on 3rd down and 9. He's got 2 wide receivers on both sides. He's looking to his right, throws over. He's got, is that Jeffrey? He's got Jeffrey for a 1st down. Looked like he gained maybe about 14 yards on that as the clock continues to run. We're just over 8 minutes now to go here in the first half. Definitely some contact there. I think it was within the first 5 yards as Jeffrey kind of maneuvers his way around Josh Norman to get the 1st down there.
Yeah, as we continue to talk, we have Carl chiming in. Glad to see us again. He says we come up on his YouTube suggestions every Monday.
Appreciate it, Carl. Man. Wentz here under center. 1st down and 10. Play action. Looking deep. Wentz scrambles to his right. Throws out. He's got Aguilar for a big gain there. No flags. One of the better passes of Wentz for the night hits Aguilar in stride there. Unfortunately, Aguilar wasn't able to cut it upfield as the momentum carried him out of bounds for a big gain. I want to say he gained about 35 yards.
Yeah, 35, 36 yards, somewhere around in there.
Big pass play there for Philadelphia.
They're going to be on Washington's 22, maybe 23. See where they put this ball.
1st down and 10. Wentz 9 for 13 on the day. They're at the 22-yard line. He's under center. Hands it off to Smallwood. Smallwood goes left side. Gains about 3 yards on the play. He's going to bring up, or I'm sorry, that was Clement. Goes left side for a gain of about 3 yards there. As we are just under 7 minutes to go in the first half. And they keep showing Colt McCoy back in the locker room area walking from one end of the stadium to the other.
He's walking with assistance now.
He's got assistance on both sides of him. This does not look good for Colt McCoy.
No.
2nd down and 7. Got single back formation, 3 wide receivers. He's got Adams in the backfield. Play action, there's pressure, but he dumps it off to Ertz. Oh, please tackle him as Ertz gets down to about the 2-yard line.
Don't be a hater, Fred. Don't be a hater.
I'm a hater tonight. Fantasy football gods, be nice to me. Zach Ertz with the big catch there as he gains about 15 yards on that play. Takes it down to the 2-yard line. It's going to be 1st and goal for the Eagles from the 2.
With a 2-yard spot, that's a gain of 17. Just tick it up on there, Fred. That's more than my fantasy points. Need him to throw a short little across the middle route for a touchdown. It'd be real nice right here.
Yeah, 6 minutes and 12 seconds to go. Looks like there may be a timeout on the field. They're talking about Zach Ertz and Jason Witten. Obviously, Jason Witten, former Cowboys tight end, and probably definitely future Hall of Famer. Witten was one of Ertz's idols growing up. Wants to be just like him, and I think he's modeled his career so far a lot off of what Witten was all about and the way he worked his entire career with Tony Romo.
Very physical, could block very well, but could also, when he gets open, He can make guys miss. Yep. He's very physical when he's, making guys miss tackles. And then after getting hit, has continued, you're right, great hands. And then after the hit, continues to move forward and drive for that extra yardage for a first down.
Connor says, all right, give it to Josh Adams. Need this touchdown. I don't blame you, brother. I'm all for that. As long as it's not Zach Ertz, I'm good with it.
Don't be hating, man.
I don't think actually Zach Ertz is going to be involved in this one on first down as he is off the field. Wentz in the gun. And I can't tell if that's
Adams in the backfield.
If it's Adams in the backfield. He's got 2 wide receivers to his left. He throws over to the right. He had Jordan Matthews for an easy inside slant route for a touchdown. But again, Wentz throws a little over his head.
Yeah, a little high there. As our boy Ertz comes back out onto the field here. You're not liking this.
No.
So from the 2-yard line here.
2-yard line. Wentz again. Looks like he's going to line up in the gun.
5:54 left on the clock.
He does have Adams in the backfield. Takes a snap, hands it off to Adams. Adams goes to the left side, can't get back to the line of scrimmage, loses about 2 yards on the play. It's going to bring up...
Probably spot this. His forward progress may have been...
the 3-yard line.
I think that his forward progress may be about a yard behind, so it'll only be about a 1-yard loss here.
Big third down here as Golden Tate trots out on the field. They're going to bring in their hands package. Third down.
Guess who's still on the field, Fred?
I know. But Adams is still out there too. Hang on, Connor. We're hoping he scores here. At least I am, anyway. You are.
Brent says Salt Lake City.
Oh, I appreciate it, man. Wentz again in the gun.
It's a false start on Ertz. No, it's going to be a false start on Ertz. He crossed the line too quick.
Movement on both sides. It was definitely Ertz that got the jump. It does look like it's going to be a false start. It's going to be a 5-yard penalty. Going to bring up third down and goal from probably, the 9-yard line. It's kind of interesting play calling when you're first down and 2 and you line up in the gun. You line up all 3 downs from the gun and goal line. It's just kind of...
It baffles you a little bit, yeah.
Interesting play calling there. We'll see how this turns out. Third down and goal from the about 8-yard line, actually. Wentz in the gun, making some changes at the line.
Looks like Aguilar is going to be the slot receiver here.
The snap. Adams goes out, but they throw over to Aguilar, and Aguilar is stopped just short of the goal line here. It's going to be 4th and goal from maybe the 1.5-yard line as Josh Norman makes a huge stop there and prevents Aguilar from scoring. Interesting play call for Doug Peterson here. Does he go for it on 4th down? He's definitely done this in the past. He likes to go for it. In his career, they've gone for it 68 times and converted 38 times, so a little over 50% there.
Yeah.
And they keep the offense out on the field. Now, Wentz...
They're going to try and get somebody to jump here. I think you're going to see him call a timeout right before this goes off.
Play clock is running down.
Timeout.
Did they get the timeout before the... Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
So timeout, Eagles.
4:08 left in the first half now. I still say you go for it in this game. Washington just was able to, in one play, drive down the field with the AP. And you still have yet to see what your game plan is for Sanchez. It's hard to game plan for Sanchez because you haven't seen him in a game in this Eagles offense.
This is a critical game for both teams. And if you're the Eagles and you're Doug Peterson, at 5-6, you're going against a team that's led by Mark Sanchez now. I think you take the points here. You kick the field goal, tie the game at 10-10, and you like your chances going against a Mark Sanchez offense.
At the 1-yard line, are you going to take the risk here and run the ball?
No. That's what I'm saying. I kicked the field goal.
Yeah, well, but I'm saying if you're – obviously, I think they're going to go through it. I think Doug Peterson has shown that that's the type of offense he's going to run. I think they're going to go for it. Do you run the ball or do you look to have a corner route?
They got single back formation. It is Adams in the backfield. He's got 3 wide receivers. He brings Matthews in motion. They hand it off to Adams, and he is stopped in the backfield for about a 2-yard loss. Huge, huge play there as 2 or 3 guys were able to penetrate the line there and get into the backfield and stop Adams in the backfield. Connor, your guy, let us down, buddy. They gave him his opportunities. Wentz comes off the field pissed off,
Yeah, I don't blame him here.
Yeah, I don't know if he was upset with the play call maybe. Maybe he wanted the ball in his hands. But, again, Brown threw the line pretty much untouched and stops at him in the backfield.
You got to figure they're going to try it. They're going to try and run the ball. I mean, you don't have Ertz on the field in that situation.
Yeah.
So they're going to do what they can.
Wow. So, again, huge defensive stop there for the Redskins.
Complete shift in momentum in the last two drives, too. I mean, we go from a drive where AP runs the ball 90 yards for a touchdown after Sanchez comes into the game with one snap under his belt and already has, his team has a touchdown under his snap, to then the Eagles drive downfield and just can't put the nail in the coffin. I think it goes to your point. Why not just go ahead and tie this game? But Doug Peterson, who continues to do this.
He's aggressive.
And, the numbers do show that you should go for fourth down a little bit more. But you got to know when to do it. And early in the game, I know in some people's opinion, I disagree. A lot of people say go for it early in the game. I always say don't go for it unless you need to.
Doug Peterson has always been a risky kind of guy. He likes to take his chances. Obviously, last year in the Super Bowl, he had the, what do they call it, the Philly special, where, the wide receiver threw it off to was it not Keenum? God, I can't think of the quarterback that they let.
Oh, Nick Foles?
Nick Foles for the touchdown in the Super Bowl. So he likes to pull out trick plays. He likes to pull out, go for fourth downs. But there, in a single back formation on fourth down, pretty bad play call.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. It's the worst play call you could make in that situation. But like we said, that's what he's been doing. That's how he's been rolling. And it's going to continue to be. I think really what it's going to come down to is what is Sanchez able to do in this drive as we move forward? Is he able to continue to drive this offense, give him a little bit of hope? Because I don't think this Eagles defense is prepared for Mark Sanchez.
Yeah, but if I'm the Eagles defense, I'm making Mark Sanchez try to beat me. And I'm loading the box, and I'm stopping Peterson, I'm stopping Thompson, I'm stopping the running game, and I'm putting the ball in Sanchez's hands and saying, if you're going to beat us, you're going to beat us through the air.
Look, I think I like it, but I think from a standpoint of leaving Sanchez, it's not like Sanchez is a fresh quarterback, never played in the NFL before. He has played. He can make plays. So he's going to line up under center here from the zone 3-yard line after the kickoff, which they came back and showed just the stop. And, he gets back. Wow. This is going to be a close call. He gets back to
the ball out of the end zone there. It was almost a safety. Yeah,
half-yard line here.
The lower half of his body was definitely still in the end zone, but the important part, the ball and his arm was across the line was across the goal line there. So not a safety, but they are going to get this on the half-yard line marker.
Yeah, Ryan says, are we discussing Redskins' controversial pickup?
We will talk about that with Reuben Foster. Yeah, that was. We'll talk about that at halftime a little bit. 2nd and
12 now. You're going to see Sanchez, 2 tight end set, 2 wide receivers, running back in the backfield. This is an aggressive move here to set up for a run style. And he's going to fake the handoff. Throws it over the middle, and it's going to be incomplete.
To nobody.
To nobody in anywhere close of a range there.
Man, I guess there was somebody.
Almost intentional grounding at that point.
Yeah, right. That was questionable, and that would have been a safety because it was in the end zone. I'm surprised the Eagles aren't more upset about that than they are because, yes, there was a wide receiver to the left of the ball, but, it was a good 4 or 5 yards away, and he was not throwing in his direction.
Sanchez looking like he's struggling to hear the play call here, struggling for them to get the play call to him as his team is facing 3rd and 12 from their own from their own 1-yard line here. You got 3:07 left on the clock, and you're going to see Sanchez call a timeout.
3 minutes and 7 seconds to go here in the first half. It's a 3rd down and 12. Philly really wants to get a stop here. Force them to punt from their end zone, deep in their end zone, should end up with either a shot to block the punt in the end zone or at least very good field position to take the ball back over.
Yeah, you've got to get this ball out at least 5 yards. Period. You've got to give your punter room in Tress Way. He's got to have room to get this ball downfield. Otherwise, it's a serious risk that they're going to load the box to try and block that punt and get the touchdown. That's exactly
what I was talking about. Load the box against Sanchez. Make Sanchez beat you with his arm. Not saying he can't. He just hasn't done a very good job of it throughout his career. Hasn't played in a while. We'll see what happens here. But they go in single back formation.
It's going to be Peterson in the backfield. Sends a man in motion. Fakes the handoff to Peterson. Rolls it out. And that's going to be Davis, who's going to get out to about the 10-yard line. So exactly what we said. At least 5 yards. Get it out. He gets a gain of about 10 on the play. Maybe 9 is what they're going to call it. So he's going to be 4th and 3.
He a terp.
That
was former Maryland great Vernon Davis there with the catch. Gains about 7 or 8 yards there to give them, like you said, a little bit of a cushion here. As Darren Sproles back to return this kick.
Way gets it up. Going to be off to the right side of the field and maybe about the 45.
Sproles takes it, goes upfield, makes a couple of guys miss, gets it over into Redskins territory and gets it down to about the 41, 42-yard line before he's tackled. It's going to bring up 1st down and 10 for the Eagles in good field position here to try to score before the half.
Yeah, it's one of those things that we want to continue to see as it goes on, as we get closer to this halftime. Eagles need to put up points here.
Yeah.
And I think you have to put up a touchdown at this point. I know that you want to tie it before the half, but you need to prove over that last drive, when you got all the way down the field and you couldn't finish it, you need to show what you can do. Almost comes to their advantage now that the defense is able to put that stop on.
Wentz comes out in the gun. He's got 3 wide receivers in single back formation. Looking left, looking middle, dumps it off. He's got Clement there for a good gain. Gets a 1st down yardage. Gets about 11 yards on the play. Clock continues to tick as we get close to the 2-minute warning here. 2 minutes and 6 seconds. Wentz trying to get the guys up on the line, but they're not going to get a playoff as we come to the 2-minute warning here in the first half. Again, the Redskins leading the Eagles 10-7, but the Eagles driving.
Yeah, as they drive downfield, it's going to be – you have to show that you can put up the points here. We're going to continue to say it. I'm going to continue to say it. I know you guys are probably tired of me saying it, but I'm getting tired of saying it. You have to show what you can do. And Peterson needs to be – he can't be as aggressive here. If he drives down and he sees his offense isn't going to be able to get this, you can't make a fourth down call to actually try to get the touchdown or try and get the 1st down. You just got to put the points on the board and wind up tying this game at this point.
Yeah, like I said, when you're going against Colt McCoy or you're going against Alex Smith, one of these guys that's a little bit more respected, not that Colt McCoy has really shown too much, but he does have the ability to put up good yardage. Maybe that's the right call there, trying to go for it on 4th down and goal and get the touchdown if you can. But, again, it's a division game at 5-6. Every win matters at this point. You take those points there.
Yeah, you have to take those points, like you said. We're going to continue saying it. I get tired of saying it. The other thing I think that's going to play a big role here is Sanchez in this passing game. When he's got a little bit more room and he's not stuck up against his own end zone, what kind of play call can he make? And what kind of audibles and changes does he make at the line when he sees them stacking the box and really trying to put the pressure on him? He's got to get some completions out there. The one credit I do give him on the one that we thought may have been intentional grounding there is the fact that he got rid of the ball. Instead of taking a hit or instead of even getting close to taking a hit, he had plenty of time, get the ball out. There's nobody downfield. It's open. You only have 2 wide receivers heading down the field. You can't risk extending that play while you're in the end zone.
Yeah, but again, to me, it looked more like a panic throw. He was in the end zone. He knows if he gets hit, if he takes a sack there, it's either a safety. If he loses the ball, it could potentially be a touchdown the other way.
Right.
He panicked. He got rid of the ball. Again, could have been a questionable call, whether it was intentional grounding or not. But Eagles didn't look too upset about it.
No.
There was no flags thrown on the play. But smart move for Sanchez, absolutely, to get rid of the ball there in that situation. We got like 35 of you guys tuned in right now watching us. Do us a favor, do us a solid, hit that thumbs up. means the world to us. We're going to get into some NFL news here at the halftime show, talk about some of the latest headlines with Kareem Hunt and some other things. We'll get to that shortly as Wentz starts here in the gun from the 29-yard line on 1st down and 10, looking left, dumps it off. He's got Golden Tate in the backfield. Golden Tate gains about 2 yards there before he gets pushed out of bounds.
Flag.
There is a flag on the field.
Stroman applying some pressure, and they're going to call roughing the passer on Stroman here.
Yeah, I didn't see it. The camera moved too fast for me to see the actual hit. They have not shown the replay on it. Here it comes. And Wentz gets rid of the ball clearly. I don't know. He tried to hold up, and I think momentum just kind of took him into the back. A little bit of an acting job there by Wentz, but nonetheless, penalty that works out in the Eagles' favor there. As we come up to 1 minute and 54 seconds left to go from the first half.
On the Redskins' 14-yard line. Chris says, great job. We appreciate that, Chris.
Appreciate that, Chris. Wentz in the gun here. He's got Sproles out to his left, 3 wide receivers. Hands it off to Sproles. Sproles goes left side. He's got a big hole and some blockers. Makes the guy miss. Touchdown. Darren Sproles, the veteran running back, showed everything that makes Darren Sproles valuable there. He's so short. He's got a really low center of gravity. He's got a small target. You got to get low to be able to hit this guy. Makes a couple guys miss. Shows his speed. Spins off a defender. And fights for the extra yardage enough to get across the goal line for a big, big touchdown there for the Eagles. As the Eagles take the lead 13-10 here late in the first half.
Connor is not happy that it's not Adams and it's Sproles instead.
You, Connor. As the kick is up and good by Elliott right down the uprights. Now Eagles lead 14-10 with just under 2 minutes to go. So the Redskins are going to get the ball back with 1 minute and 46 seconds left to go. 2 timeouts. And again, Mark Sanchez. I have not heard anything or seen anything on the screen about Colt McCoy in a while. I'm sure we'll get more information about him at the half. But a couple of things like we mentioned, the couple videos that they did show of him walking around assisted in the back of the stadium there did not look good.
No.
For Colt McCoy.
Yeah, looking like he's getting a lot of help with walking, had people on both sides of him. So it's going to be interesting to see what they say at the half.
Over and under on this game is set at 45. We're at 24 right here before the half, so right on pace for what the projections were. The Eagles were favored by 6.5 before kickoff here. Again, the Eagles up by 4, so not quite covering the spread as of yet. But Elliott here set the kick off, kicks the ball about 3 yards deep in the end zone, and they let it go out of the back of the end zone, so the Redskins will start again with 2 timeouts, and here comes this trailer at halftime that everybody's talking about, the Marvel Studios Captain Marvel trailer. Unfortunately, I know nothing about Marvel. Sue me, for all you guys out there that are Marvel fans. I know little to nothing about it. But here we go. Mark Sanchez trots out on the field.
He's getting out on the field. We're going to see what winds up happening here. He's got to come out, and he's got to come out hard. He needs to put this Eagles offense, or all Eagles defense on the heels. He's going to be in the gun, 2 wide out to the right, 1 to the left, 1 tight end set, fakes the handoff over the middle.
Dotson.
And that's going to be Dotson again.
Good pass there by Sanchez.
20 yards picked up on that play. Sanchez in the hurry-up offense with 1:30 left here in the first half. He's going to set it out. Dotson in motion out to the right. 3 wide out to the right, 1 out to the left. 1 tight end set. Man in the backfield to his left. It's going to be steps back, and he's going to get hit in the pocket. Who was that on the hit, Fred?
Couldn't tell. Looked like Graham there.
Yeah, it's going to be Graham.
Made the initial contact. The way that the players were kind of scrambling there, the angle from the camera was pretty bad on this. You couldn't tell, but it looked like Sanchez may have fumbled, and he did. It went under his legs.
Fumbles and then holds the fumble.
What do you know? Mark Sanchez pulls the ball back into his butt.
So now he's Mr.
The butt did not cause
recovery.
The fumble. The butt saved the fumble on this one. Wow, that's hilarious. I'm sure there will be all kinds of memes and things going around social media with that. Wow.
Facing a 2nd and 17 now.
Good old Mark Sanchez. Godly.
2nd and 17 on the Washington 38-yard line. Trying to drive down the field here.
1:16 left to go.
This
Eagles trying to get the fans pumped up, create some noise here to make it difficult for Sanchez. Sanchez is scanning the field.
Looks like they're looking the fact that they're only going to send 4 guys in the box right now. Sanchez steps back, fires across the middle, complete. That's complete to Crowder, and they're going to call a timeout. Philly's going to call a timeout here.
Yeah, Philly's going to try to get this ball back with about a minute left to go. If they can hold the Redskins here on 3rd down, get an incomplete pass, and stop the clock, Philly's going to try to get the ball back.
That was a 10-yard gain there. So 10-yard gain gets them
3rd and 7.
Gets them 3rd and 7, manageable 3rd and 7.
Yeah.
Especially as the way they're driving down the field, and they're letting Mark throw the ball this drive.
Yeah.
And you showed I said they've only brought 4 guys in the box, and they had everybody else playing back looking for the throw, and they did, but they were playing too deep. Their secondary was about 15 to 20 yards deep on that play.
Yeah, playing a little bit more of a safe coverage there, prevention.
All right, so 3rd and 7. 3 wide receivers, 2 out to the right, 1 out to the left. Puts a man in motion, tight end set to the left. Drops back, fires it across.
Jordan Reed.
And it's going to be Jordan Reed, who's going to fight and gets the first down and more. So he's going to get about, I guess it's 8 yards on the play, yard past the first down marker. So that sets up a 1st and 10, and Washington's going to call a timeout now with 1 minute left on the clock. Washington trying to save face here and march down the field. Mark Sanchez showing what he can do with this Redskins offense and these weapons that he's got.
Yeah, so far a decent drive here for Sanchez other than the fumble that he had, but 2 good throws. Jordan Reed, as you mentioned, with a big catch here, but the bigger thing is his ability to turn upfield and get the extra yardage that they needed for the first down there.
Yeah, we're seeing Chris Thompson being set up in the backfield a lot. I think that may, in my opinion, that may have a lot to do with it. We haven't seen AP in the backfield. So if you put AP in the backfield, while AP is not a good blocking running back, it does open up a little bit more of a threat that you can bite in those linebackers a little bit more and open more up across the middle. He's going to set with 4 wide, 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end set, 2 to the right, 2 to the left. He's going to have Thompson in the backfield. Steps up, clean pocket to step into. Gets it safe to Crowder, and Crowder's going to get a gain of about 12 on the play. First down again.
Time's ticking.
Time's ticking.
48 seconds left to go. Offense trying to get up on the line here. Sanchez in the gun.
He's going to set it up. 2 wide out to the right, 2 out to the left. Looks across to his right. Gets it again to Crowder, who's going to run out of bounds. It's going to stop the clock to get out of bounds with 34 seconds left on the clock.
Gain of about 5 or 6 yards there on first down. The Redskins move into field goal range for Hopkins now. So as long as they continue to move forward here, the Redskins will have a shot at a field goal at the very minimum.
I'll take a touchdown here, Fred. I'm not going to give you 3 points. So this is going to be an interesting set. 2nd and 5 now.
Sanchez, 5 for 5 so far on this drive for 53 yards. Pretty impressive.
If I'm Sanchez, this is a shot you're expecting them to go get the first down, maybe take a shot here towards the end zone. 2 wide out to the right, 1 out to the left. He's going to look back deep in the end zone. Dotson, he's going to put it about 1.5 yards, 2 yards deep for Dotson, who dove for that ball. Double coverage there by Philly on Dotson. Safety drifted over.
There was safety help over the top, and Sanchez almost left that out
a little too
far and a little too long that the safety could have made a play on that if the ball holds up there for another half second or so.
Even if Dotson catches that ball, he's not going to get both feet in bounds on that play. So Great shot, great try, but
28 seconds left to go here. Again, the Redskins still do have a timeout, so the middle of the field is open here if they can get a completion across the middle to be able to stop the clock with their timeout.
All right. He's going to fake the handoff. He's got some pressure, steps up in the pocket, scrambles. Oh. He throws. It is a loose ball. Oh, and almost recovered by, was that Reed?
No, that
was Floyd.
Or Floyd.
It was Floyd.
So Mark Sanchez is hit while he throws the ball. The ball is popped up into the air. It kind of looked like a pop fly to the outfield for a baseball reference there. If Philly drops back to try to intercept the ball, but for Floyd, smart enough to get up and over top of the defender, at least make contact with the ball and bring the ball away from the defender.
His waist was up over the defender. He was going for the catch there, not to break up that interception.
Big baby. I need this kick. There it is.
Hopkins puts it up, and it's good.
I need those points, baby. For you guys that don't know, Scott and I, again, we're Birdland BS. We have our own Birdland BS Fantasy Football League. We're obviously, this is the game leading into the playoffs. Scott is eliminated from playoffs. I am on the Birds. If I win, I'm in. If I lose to him, I'm out. We have a close game going on right now. He's got Zach Ertz. I have the kicker for the Redskins, Hopkins. I had a 9-point lead coming into the night. I don't know where we sit right now if you go to matchup at the bottom there. And
you're beating me by 10 points.
I got a 10-point lead with one more half of football left to go.
I got Zach Ertz playing. It's doable.
You do.
And I'm looking. Am I mathematically eliminated from this?
Yeah, you're out.
Bum squad and
points.
Why the Rums?
Even if they lost and you won, it would come down.
Yeah, it comes down to points. Which I'm losing at that point. Damn it. I'm gonna play spoiler here, guys. Let's go, Zach Ertz.
15 seconds left to go here in the first half. Again, Philadelphia leading over the Redskins. Let me update the score here as Hopkins makes that field goal. It's now a 1-point game, 14-13 Eagles. Ball is kicked out of the back of the end zone with 15 seconds left to go and 0 timeouts. I imagine Wentz just comes in here, takes a knee, and goes into halftime with the lead.
With the 1-point lead, yeah, absolutely. I guess my one thing is if I'm the Redskins there and I'm Hopkins, I think I do a little bit deeper of a squib kick on that to get some time off the clock, force them to actually run some time down and not make a chance. I guess you also set up that you're assuming that that's exactly what they're going to do is take that knee. And that's what they're going to do.
Carson Wentz, good first half, 13 of 18 for 159 yards and a touchdown. Obviously, the questionable call of the half was the fourth down. Go for fourth down there at 4th and goal. The Eagles fail to score. They don't walk away with any points there.
Absolutely.
So that's it. Halftime. Your Eagles lead the Redskins 14-13. So let's talk a little NFL news as we come into half. So again, Scott and I are Birdland BS. We are Ravens fans first and foremost. We do a Baltimore sports-based podcast. So our bread and butter are obviously the Ravens, but we're also just diehard football fans. So we know a decent amount about the NFL. We're not going to overstate ourselves and say we know everything that there is to know about the each team in the league, because we definitely don't.
We'll give you what we know.
We just try to give you our takes on things, and obviously right now there's been a couple of big related news stories kind of going around the NFL with domestic violence. Obviously, we'll start with what relates to this game and the 49ers releasing linebacker Reuben Foster, the former first-round draft pick, and then the Redskins claiming this guy who has a ton of history.
Off the field history.
Off the field. He's got the domestic violence case that hasn't been settled yet that's getting ready to come up here. Interesting call. With everything kind of going on in the NFL and certain people being, well, I'll call it what it is, being blackballed because of their political views, I guess a team will give an opportunity to somebody who has domestic violence charges pending,
right?
But won't give a guy a chance in the NFL who kneels for something that he believes in. I mean, this is a whole nother. It's a touchy subject because I know everybody is either one side of the fence or the other side of the fence, and I don't try to play either side. I understand both point of views, but when it comes down to just specifically about domestic violence, you know, you and I and Ravens fans out there know this firsthand. You know, the Ray Rice situation that happened a few years back. It's sad that situations. We'll compare this real quick. Obviously, Kareem Hunt is another guy involved in a domestic violence suit where he was released by the Chiefs after video surfaced of, you know, him kicking a female, pushing a female. You got a player who was arguably one of the best running backs in the league, still very, very young with a lot of promise moving forward, that the Chiefs, no question asked, once the video came to surface. We don't know how long the Chiefs really knew about this. I mean, you know, obviously.
Well, the Chiefs did question him.
They did question him, and he did say in his interview that he did lie. He did keep information from the Chiefs as far as what actually took place that night. But my thing is why does it take video? Why does it take video evidence before a team actually reacts to it?
Yeah.
There should be a no tolerance policy in place. Where, you know, if somebody is accused, we talked about this on the show a while back, if somebody's accused of domestic violence, either A, they're suspended until the situation is rectified or figured out and somebody is either proven guilty or proven innocent. You know, it's a privilege to play in the NFL. And it's just amazing to me how the NFL takes this stance on politics more serious than they do domestic violence.
Yeah, no, and Ryan brings up a good point. He says domestic violence was defined as violence in the home, aka wife, girlfriend, kids. Now, if anyone gets hurt, it's considered domestic violence. I've honestly, personally, always known domestic violence to be two people that know each other. Right. That are more than just acquaintances that are going through and saying there's an issue, there's been physical issues, you know, verbal issues, however you want to look at it. But I agree with you. I think it's ridiculous that it does come down to the video evidence, but I think it's more ridiculous that it has to come down to the video evidence being released to the public or being scrambled out to the public. It's not that if they should have been able to have access or been able to see this previously. You're telling me an NFL team doesn't have enough pull to go into a hotel and say, hey, we need to see, or the police can be involved and say, hey, we need to see this. If it's involved, we're gonna be stepping in and taking care of this. So I think a lot of people are continuing to perpetuate this, that you need the video evidence. You don't need it, but I also understand why to an extent. Here's my explanation behind this. If that were the case, you could fear those people that unfortunately come out to smear someone's name and make a buck. And so to have that situation where if they're gonna jump to that as soon as the accusations are made, as soon as those things, you're gonna have a lot more people coming out of the woodwork just to try and make a buck. I'm sorry, I hate that.
Before you go off of too far on this, because I want to stay on that, is you have to take every situation as it is. If there's a claim of whatever kind of, you can label it whatever you want to label it. Ryan, I agree with you that, you know, the technical term of domestic violence might not be the best term in this situation. But at the end of the day, the guy kicked a girl. The guy pushed a girl. I don't care what the girl did to him. It's not right. And you can label it whatever you want to label it. My thing is, and to your point, is when you are going to have people that are out there trying to make a buck, you're going to have people out there that are trying to sabotage somebody's career. Unfortunately, that's the world that we live in. But you have to take each case as serious as the accuser makes it out to be. And in the end, if that accuser is found to be making false statements, then you handle that person just the same as if they committed the act.
Right. So
they should be punished the same way that the person that would have allegedly committed the act
So Connor says he's got a problem with a lot how people are reacting like the woman did nothing. Kareem's actions were not justified, but he can't just sit there and act like the woman didn't do anything. So here's what I'm going to say. I agree. The woman was antagonizing and instigating. But here's my issue, and this is why I do take issue with Kareem Hunt. You're a professional athlete. You are in the spotlight. You cannot, nobody on here, nobody out there can say that that is a disputable fact, because it is a true fact. You are in the spotlight. You understand it. You have to recognize it. He had multiple, not just one, not just two. He had 4 separate people try and hold him back before all that happened, before the shove, before the kick, and continued even before the kick, having multiple people hold him back. So I agree, his actions are not justified, nor is what the girl did in instigating. But you have to recognize there is always someone watching. Always. Period. End of statement. There's always something watching, and you have to recognize that that's what's going to happen. You are going to be in the spotlight. You're going to have people that are instigating you. But guess what? You can't bend to it. You have to step it aside. If there's a disagreement in some situation, maybe they know each other, maybe they... I still don't know the story on that.
Honestly, I don't really care the backstory to it. My thing is this. You have a right to defend yourself, right? If somebody's attacking you, let's say this girl had a bat in her hand or had something hard in her hand and she was hitting Kareem Hunt. He has the right to defend himself. I don't care, male, female, whatever. If you're getting beat, you have the right to defend yourself. There's a difference in somebody attacking you versus somebody verbally abusing you, or maybe like trying to grab it at a cell phone or whatever was in the hands. That's different. That doesn't give you the right to be able to push a girl to the ground. Yeah, maybe the kick wasn't the strongest kick in the world, but at the end of the day, he kicked a girl that was on the ground. This is a professional athlete, a 230-pound running back who's built like a brick shithouse, kicked a smaller female on the ground. And I don't care the relationship. This could have been some hooker that was, in Vegas that was trying to get him for his money or whatever the case may be. I don't care. Handle that the way it's supposed to be handled. Let the authorities handle that.
I was saying, call security.
Call security. I mean, you've got security teams around you. Again, you're in the public spotlight like that. You've got people around you.
You got a bouncer. You got a handler.
He obviously had people around him. You handle that situation that way. You don't get physical.
Steve chimes in and says, you guys doing a great job. Didn't AP beat his kid with a belt?
Yeah, no. Well, I don't know if it was a belt. It was actually...
I think it's a
switch. Very Adrian Peterson, very old-fashioned in the way that he disciplines his kids. Nowadays, in the what we are as a society, that's not accepted and it's frowned upon. And I agree. I mean, you have look. That's a whole nother.
That's a whole nother rabbit hole.
It's a whole other debate. I do think that as parents, you should have the right to discipline your kids in the right way. Maybe using a switch or using anything to hit your kids with, definitely not appropriate, especially when you saw the pictures. There were bruises, there were marks on the kid.
Correct.
That's overboard. And I don't think he should have been allowed back into the league after all that. But that's another topic. But again, that is whatever you want to label it. It is violence from one person to another, whether it's your own kid, whether it's the kid down the street, or whether it's the girl, again, like I said, a hooker that you picked up for the night. Whoever it is, physical violence needs to be handled appropriately.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to get back to the game notes here for a minute before we go into the second half. Mark Sanchez comes into the game after Colt McCoy is out. Colt McCoy still waiting, still haven't heard any word. Been trying to search Twitter as we've been sitting here talking on what the story is. They're just calling it a lower leg injury. They're saying he is definitely ruled out, but no indications as far as what the injury may be. As far as, is it a sprain? Is it a severe sprain? Do we think it's a tear? The way he was limping and needing some help, I do question if it is going to be some type of tear. As far as Mark Sanchez comes in this game, throws 6 for 9 for 62 yards, averaging 6.9 yards per throw. Does have a sack for a loss of 7 yards. But so far stepping up, and Adrian Peterson in that first drive with him behind the helm, stepping up on a 90-yard rushing touchdown. Huge push for him to be able to get downfield moving forward. The second drive, not so much, as he was pinned in his own end zone. Hard to get out of there. And then stepping up, and in his third drive as the Redskins quarterback, driving down the field for a touchdown.
Yeah. On the Eagles side of the ball, again, Carson Wentz, the first half was 13 of 18 for 159 yards. He did have the one touchdown. That touchdown was thrown to Golden Tate, one of Golden Tate's first touchdowns as an Eagle. The running game here has been a little bit slow for the Eagles getting going. Yeah, Connor, obviously a big fan of Adams tonight. He's got 10 carries for 36 yards. And he also does have, actually he hasn't been involved in the receiving game. No catches out of the backfield. Really haven't seen too many running backs getting any action out of the backfield. Darren Sproles a little bit, but Darren Sproles more involved in the running game than he usually is. He had the 3 runs, including the big 14-yarder for the touchdown there late in the first half. So it's been an up and down half for the Eagles. Wentz has been pretty good. It's been the penalties that have hurt the Eagles so far, and obviously Doug Peterson's play call to go for 4th down and goal.
That hurt them.
Not take the points.
That hurt them big time. I mean, this would be a little bit closer game. There would have been more time on the clock in the first half to be able to get something going, and just doesn't happen. And now the Redskins are going to have the ball here. That's why I think it was an interesting call. I know that they were trying to go in with the lead, but if I was the Eagles, I think I would have kicked, or I think I would have actually made a play to go, try and go downfield, because Redskins are going to have the ball to start the half. As we see the kickoff, and it's going to be a touchback, as it looked like it was Greg Stroman, was the one back for the kick.
Yeah, they're showing the Colt McCoy injury. It looked like his foot might have got...
Oh, it just slips.
Yeah, it got caught in the turf there and then slipped out from underneath of him. Man, it's hard to tell. He definitely didn't roll on it. If anything, it could be an Achilles type thing. Hopefully he didn't rupture that. We'll see what the update is here.
And he's going to be in the... Under center, he's going to hand it off to, looks like it's going to be AP to start. AP is going to get about 3 yards on the play. So now they're going to have 2nd and 7 on their own 28.
Appreciate you guys tuning in. While you're here, be sure to hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button. We're going to do this every Monday night for you guys. Drop some comments down below if you want to interact with us. We like to get your comments in as we can.
All right. Sanchez is going to go out with 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end set to his right. AP in the backfield is going to hand the ball off to AP. He's going to sweep to the right. He's going to shift back to the left, spins it out of a tackle, and is going to be tackled for a loss of about 4 on the play. They're now going to face 3rd and 11 from their own 24. Again, Sanchez backed up, shutting down AP right now after that big 90-yard run through the middle of the hole.
Again, I know Sanchez threw pretty well on that last drive there. I think the Eagles defensively were playing at a little bit more of a prevent defense. If I'm the Eagles, I'm still loading the box and making Sanchez beat me deep.
Yeah, I agree. They're only coming with 4 though. Sanchez in the gun, trips out to the right, 1 out to the left. Looks like Thompson's going to be in the backfield to his left, steps back, rolls out of the pocket to the right, gets tripped up, keeps on his feet. About 3 yards behind the line, throws it out, and it's going to be to Doxson. They're going to say it's a catch.
Was he in bounds?
The officials are going to talk. Looks like they may. It's going to be tough. He catches the ball, one foot, no. 2nd foot out of bounds. He does not have possession here. Still waiting on the call from the refs. They're too busy showing this shot.
Dotson with a great catch there was able to get the 1 foot in, not the 2nd, but there's a flag on the field.
Looks like it's going to be a legal formation on the offense.
Yeah, it's going to bring up 4th down and 11 as the penalty was declined. So a big 3 and out there for the Eagles.
Eagles come out and stop to get the ball back. Darren Sproles back for the Eagles. Tressway has been trying to pin him back deep.
Punt is up. Sproles at about the 25-yard line calls for a fair catch. And that's where the Eagles will start their first drive of the second half. Again, the Eagles leading 14-13 as we're just underway here in the third quarter. About 13:20 left to go here in the third.
They're showing Zach Ertz on that big play downfield, getting down to the 1-yard line.
And not able to cash it in there. That could come back to potentially hurt the Eagles later in this game. We'll keep an eye on it. First down and 10.
Zach Ertz on the field.
6 targets, 5 receptions for 54 yards. I'll be happy if that's the end stat line. Wentz is in the gun. He's got Adams out to his right, 2 wide receivers to his left. Takes a snap, looking left, throws out. It's got Aguilar. Aguilar stiff arms Norman, but Norman holds on to his arm and brings Aguilar down after a gain of about 5 yards on the play. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 5. Good tackle there by Norman, as that could have been a potential big play if Norman doesn't bring him down.
If Norman doesn't bring him down, he's easily got 10, 15, maybe even 20 yards.
Norman's been a very up and down, definitely an animated character. He's been a very up and down year for him. He's had great games and he's had some bad games. Played pretty decently tonight.
2nd and 5 from the Eagles 30.
Wentz in the gun. He's got Clement to his right. 2 tight ends. Hands it off to Clement. Clement left side. He's got some blocks. He gets a first down gain and about 9 yards on there. It's going to be 1st down and 10 for the Eagles.
I know our buddy Connor is cursing right now that Adams isn't on the field for him.
That's right.
He said earlier he's winning his league 10-3 or something like that, and the next person behind him, or 10-2, somebody behind him 7-5. That's the next person behind him. So you don't need it, Connor. You can stop.
1st down and 10 from the 39-yard line. Carson Wentz in the gun. He's got Clement to his right. 3 wide receivers. Tate, Aguilar, and Jeffrey. Play action. Rolls to his right, looking down the field, throws it. He's got Golden Tate for a gain of about 13 yards before his momentum carries him out of bounds. And yet another 1st down. Just under 12 minutes to go here in the third quarter. The Eagles leading by 1. Wentz, again, making extra time. Swearinger bit and gave just enough of a window for Tate to make the catch and get out of bounds for a 13-yard gain.
Tate able to get past Mason Foster, again, the veteran linebacker there.
Wentz in the gun. He's got Adams to his right in the backfield, single back formation. 3 wide receivers. Ertz lined up outside. Looking to his left. Throws over the middle to Ertz. Ertz gains about 9, maybe 10 yards on that, depending on where they mark. It looks like they are going to give him the 1st down on that, so a gain of 10. Yet another 1st down for the Eagles as they continue to march down the field.
Yeah, they're going to continue to march down this secondary from the Redskins, and especially safety Clinton Dix pickup that they had from Green Bay has just been kind of a non-factor in this game.
Wentz under center. He's got Adams in the backfield. Goddard lined up as a tight end. Hands off to Adams. Adams has nowhere to go. He's going to lose about 4 yards on that play. As he had guys coming from every angle. He got guys from his left, his right, the middle. The offensive line just collapsed on that play as Adams takes a loss of about 4 yards on that.
Yeah, they're showing best buddies, Ertz and Wentz. They do everything together, including weddings. I think it was Carson Wentz's wedding, I believe.
Yeah.
He was like one of the best men or one of the groomsmen at.
All right, Wentz lines up here in the gun. He's got Sproles out to his left. 2 wide receivers and double tight end set. Throws over the middle to Aguilar. Aguilar gets back to the original line of scrimmage. Maybe an extra yard. Is going to bring up 3rd down and about 9 here as the Eagles move in to field goal range. Trying to get another 4th down or another 1st down. to keep this drive going. 9 minutes and 40 seconds left to go here in the third. Third down and 9. Wentz lined up in the gun. He's got Sproles in the backfield with him. 3 wide receivers set. He's got Ertz in motion. Takes the snap. Looking to his right side. He throws it out to Tate. Tate with a big catch. Makes a guy miss. Breaks up field. Gets tackled down at about the 5-yard line. Big gain for the Eagles and Golden Tate there.
Clinton Ha-Ha Dix on the
another
Clinton Dix, I'm sorry.
Another shoestring tackle. As that's going to bring up 1st and goal. We've seen this before for the Eagles from the 5-yard line. Big play by Tate there as he's able to get away from the defender Stroman and gain another 10 or 15 yards on that to get into down to the 5-yard line. Wentz lined up in the gun. He's got Adams off to his right. Play clock down. They get it off just in time. Throws it across the
interception. Josh Norman.
Picked off by Josh Norman as he takes it out of the end zone.
15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 38, 39-yard line depending on wow.
Big play by Josh Norman.
Norman saw that and bit on Wentz's eyes immediately.
Yeah, maybe he heard us. Maybe he's got us tuned in his helmet there. I gave a little crap to Norman for not being consistent, but big play there as the Eagles again drive well, get down within the 5 yards, and big turnover for the Redskins.
Ball intended for Alshon Jeffrey there, thrown a little bit behind him, which allowed Norman to bite and read that he was going that way and jump the route. So either way, even if it's not thrown behind him, Norman's got that ball, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
So tightly thrown in there that he was going to be able to get to it, no problem. So huge shift here, going down the field the other way now. He's setting this defense for the Redskins, setting Mark Sanchez up with plenty of room to work downfield. He needs to get downfield, and he needs to get there quickly and effectively. And Connor Burke says this is why you run the ball. Should have learned from Seattle.
Yeah. A couple of questionable calls again early in the first half, and now you throw there across the middle. Poor decision by Wentz. Should have seen Norman. Didn't really have anywhere to go with that ball. Makes a bad decision, and it costs him. Yeah.
Chris says, ouch. Yes, Chris, that does hurt.
Yeah.
If you're an Eagles fan, that hurts because your team, you only have a 1-point lead here, and you just gave up a drive that you were driving downfield. You had the potential to score points on this drive. No ifs, ands, or buts. At least a field goal, and gives it up just by trying to get it and trying to fit too tight of a window. Norman jumps her out and gets downfield and gives his team plenty of room here.
This goes back to, again, the Eagles being a little banged up on the offensive line pretty much all season long, and Wentz really not having a whole lot of time to be comfortable in the pocket. Although there really wasn't a whole lot of pressure on that play, I think Wentz just didn't go through his progressions like he should have.
No.
He was looking for one guy and one guy only, took a shot, and Norman bit and made the play.
Yeah,
It's his 3rd interception of the year.
8:22 left in the third here.
Wentz's first interception in the red zone in 125 attempts. As you said, heck of a play there by Norman to undercut the route from Jeffrey and make the play. Ball was definitely thrown behind Jeffrey, a good yard behind him, and just enough for Norman to get in there, hit him right in the chest.
Exactly what I said. Norman was reading Wentz's eyes the whole way. He was looking Jeffrey the whole way. Sanchez under center, 2 wide out to the right. Fakes the handoff to AP, dumps it off over to Reed. Reed's going to get, depends on where they spot this, I think they're going to give him about 7 yards on the play.
Jordan Reed, another really good tight end, just had a lot of injuries over the past couple of years. A guy that I was really high on in fantasy when Kirk Cousins was here with the Redskins, but hadn't been able to play a whole lot, hadn't been able to stay on the field, having a very, very good season this year with the Redskins. So he's putting up some pretty big numbers. And look at this.
Bergstrom, offensive line.
Again, another guard going down for the Redskins. Redskins already playing very, very short-handed at the guard position, losing their top 2 guards a few weeks back, and now Bergstrom, the replacement,
kind of limping off the field here.
Off the field with assistance as well. This is not good for the Redskins and their offensive line.
No, and let's see what happens here. It looks like he goes to make the block, and then from behind,
he gets his ankle rolled on.
Slight little ankle rolled. Might be just a little sprain.
Knee as well. It's hard to tell because when somebody that big lays on your foot like that, you can't move anywhere. It's tugging at all kinds of things.
Cox rolled up on him. And now it's going to be Sanchez under center, 2 wide out to the left, hands the ball off to AP out of the backfield. AP's going to get about the 3 yards that he needs.
He lunged forward there at the last second before he went down. It depends on where they mark it.
Looks like they're going to spot this as a first down here. Looks like it's going to be at the Washington 48 as they drive down the field. And they are going to give them the first down. So 1st and 10 from the 48.
7 minutes and 35 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Eagles leading 14-13. 1st down and 10, Washington. 7:25 left on the clock in the third quarter.
As he sets up under center. Flips the ball off. Was supposed to be for Peterson. Crowder was going back there and flips it to Crowder, but immediately LeBlanc was immediately in the backfield, immediately on top of Jamison Crowder.
That looked like one of those bad Madden glitches. Sanchez is just holding the ball out there like a loaf of bread as if he's waiting for somebody to come grab it, and just at the last second pitches it back to Crowder to try to make something out of nothing. Definitely a busted play, but looked like a Madden glitch in the video. Kind of a weird play there.
And the line got through very quickly there too, which didn't help his pressure. 7:05 left on the play clock. He's in the shotgun. Thompson to his left, and we're going to get a false start here on the offensive line. So let's see who they're going to call it on. So they're calling 76, Morgan Moses.
I think he's is Moses the replacement for Bergstrom?
He's the right tackle.
Oh, okay. Maybe he played the right side of the line. Couldn't remember if he was guard or tackle.
So now facing a 2nd and 20 from their own 38.
6 minutes and 15 seconds left to go here in the third quarter.
The clock continues to tick down. In the gun. AP out to his right, throws it over the middle. That's going to be to Reed again, who's going to get a gain of about 6, maybe 7 on the play. Or was that Davis on that?
I think it was Jordan Reed. I think you were right.
As they show a highlight of the catch and run by Witten when he had his helmet ripped off and his nose broken.
A tough SOB.
Yeah, he is. All right.
3rd down and 13. Big 3rd down.
So it was Reed on the catch. 2 tight ends set. 2 wide receivers wide out to the right. Running back set. Throws it across the middle to Davis. Davis is going to make a man miss, but another man to stop him there. Gets a gain of about 6 on the play. 4th and long here. You have to punt the ball off again, and yet again the Redskins and Sanchez cannot get down the field. They're just getting stopped, and it's like you said, they're stacking the box on him, putting way too much pressure on him too early. But that's where you got to run those little short cross routes, and he's having success, but you got to do that earlier. You can't be taking the shots down the field on the 1st down and 2nd down plays.
The punt is off clean, but there's a lot of contact with the punter after the fact. No flag thrown. Sproles fair catches at about the 14-yard line. That's where Wentz and the Eagles are going to start their next drive. 14-13, Philadelphia, late here in the third quarter. The Eagles really, for all intents and purposes, I mean, they've been dominating this game offensively, just not able to cash in. Obviously, like we've talked about multiple times, you had the 4th down that you attempt to go for and you fail at the goal line. You get down to the 5-yard line and you throw an interception. So they're able to move the ball effectively downfield. Again, Carson Wentz outside of that interception throw and has had a good game. But between penalties and unable to put the ball in the end zone late down in the red zone, it's coming back to bite Philadelphia. It's only a 1-point game.
Yeah, this 1-point game. I mean, it's if you can continue to stop Sanchez, continue to force the 3 and outs, it's definitely going to be something that they can continue moving forward. Now, you and I and our co-host Ryan for Birdland BS, we had this game. All three of us had the Eagles winning this game. We had it a little bit higher scoring than what it is so far. You had it at 23-18 Eagles. I had it at 30-20 Eagles, and he had it at 28-21 Eagles. So
looks like I'm the closest.
You are the closest at this point.
Yeah, like I said, this should be a dominated game by the Eagles, but costly turnovers and bad decisions so far, so we'll see what happens.
A friend of Birdland BS, Ryan, chimes in and says, Charm City Classic is good to go.
Nice.
So you guys are set. You guys will be going to that. See some Terps hoops
for you guys
on Saturday.
That are local, if you don't have anything going on Saturday, the Charm City Classic is going on downtown at the Baltimore Arena. For you basketball fans, Maryland Terps will be down at the arena playing at 4 o'clock. But before that, at 1 o'clock, Towson Tigers are going to take on the Morgan State Bears in a local matchup. I think there's plenty of tickets still left online. You can get them anywhere from the $40 to the $70 range. But again, you get 2 basketball games out of the deal. So if you don't have anything going on and you're going to be in the Baltimore area, send us a message. Let us know if you're going to go, and we'll meet up with you down there.
We'd be happy to. Well, you will be happy to meet up with him. Unfortunately, I have to work, and my boss won't switch. We won't go there. So, continuing to look for anything I can on Colt McCoy, just to see if I can get some indications as to what may be going on with that leg. If this could be a long-term issue for them. If Sanchez is going to be, you're kind of the quarterback for the rest of the year. If Sanchez is out with this long-term injury.
All right, Wentz from the 15-yard line starts out in the gun. He's got Adams in the backfield, 3 tight end formation, actually. Hands it off to Adams. Adams hesitates, go up the middle. He's got a big run here for a gain of about 18 yards there on first down. No flags on the field, so a good run there.
There you go, Connor.
By Adams. He did just a little bit of hesitation, waiting for the hole to open on the left side. Gets a good block to set the edge there and gains about 18 yards there. It's going to bring up first down and 10 here for the Eagles from the 33-yard line. Wentz under center. He's got Adams in the backfield. 2 wide receivers out to his right. 2 tight end formation to the left. Play action pass, looking deep to his right. Throws just a little bit over the head of Nelson Aguilar. Aguilar upset, wanted a flag. There was a little bit of contact there, but even if there wasn't, I don't think that ball was catchable, as that ball was thrown a good 2 yards over his head.
As they talk about Josh Adams, hailing out of Warrington, PA, so a hometown boy for the Eagles. I'm sure he's happy this is his team being so close to Philly and Warrington. Happy to be a part of this team. I'm sure he grew up watching this team play.
Second down and 10 here with 4 minutes and 9 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Wentz under center. He's got Clement in the backfield. Play action. Dumps it off to Clement in a screen. Clement's got a couple blockers. He's got a big run. He continues to go. Gets down to the Redskin 45 before he's tackled.
Trips over his own man there, too.
Did trip over his own man there. Gain of about 20 yards on the screen there. Good play call. Good blocking. Very well set up by the Eagles there. As Clement, again, patiently waits. He gets his tackle out in front of him and makes a couple of blocks, and big play there. Wentz under center. He's got Clement again lined up in the backfield. He's got 3 wide receivers lined up to his right. Ertz lined up to his left, split wide. Clement shifts over to the left side of the line. Wentz drops back, looking over the middle, throws to Ertz for a gain of about 9 yards. And it's going to bring up second down and 1 for the Eagles. Again, this hasn't been the issue. The Eagles have been able to drive. It's once they get inside the red zone that the mistakes start to happen. So we'll see what happens here as the Eagles continue to drive and move forward. 2 minutes and 53 seconds left to go. 2nd down and 2. Wentz making some play call adjustments at the line. He goes back into gun. He's got Clement to his left. 3 wide receivers split out to the right. Looking for Ertz to the left. He's got Ertz for the first down. A gain of about 5 yards on that play. And he is escorted out of bounds.
And I was just checking, sorry for we had Jeff chime in saying McCoy out for the season with a broken fibula, and that is confirmed. Fractures his fibula in the lower leg.
Oh, jeez.
So Sanchez becomes your...
Go and run to the fantasy waiver wire and pick up Sanchez.
Yeah, Ryan says Sanchez fantasy streamer.
Wentz here on 1st down and 10. He's got Adams in the backfield. He's in the gun. 3 wide receivers, and Goddard is lined up at tight end. Play action. Throws to Goddard's way, but Goddard looked like he got tripped up and was on the ground before the ball got there.
Incidental contact, I believe, there.
Some incidental contact. Wentz is lucky that the defender wasn't able to get there in position to make that play.
You know, I have to say, they keep showing all the stuff about Jason Witten, and it's because of the comparison between him and Zach Ertz and the respect between the two of them. But you'd think you'd think Jason Witten would be playing in this game. The way all the stats are showing on him in this game so far.
All right, Wentz in the gun here on 2nd down and 10. He's got Sproles to his right, 2 wide receivers to his right. Ertz lined up on the left side of the line. The play clock is dropping down to 1. They get it off just in time. They hand it off to Sproles. Sproles goes left side, gains about 4, maybe 5 yards on the play. He's going to bring up 3rd down and about 5 yards. As the clock continues to move here, 1 minute and 45 seconds left to go in the 3rd quarter. It is 3rd down and 5. Ertz with 8 receptions on the day. He's got 77 yards. He's got 92 receptions on the year. He breaks Brian Westbrook's record for most receptions by an Eagle, which he had 90. Ertz with a big game so far, again with the 8 receptions. If you're in a PPR league and you've got Ertz at tight end,
you're happy right now.
You're loving that.
Yeah,
sure.
You only made this a half-point PPR. Thanks, Fred.
You're welcome. Strategically did that a half-point PPR
because you knew it was going to come down to you making.
Do it all along.
You remember I'm a conspiracy theorist. Remember that? Oh man, guys, we're having fun with this. I know we've had several people that were sitting on here for waiting for that trailer, and we said we weren't going to show it. We're not going to show it because they can actually, YouTube, as I know you guys out there pay attention, YouTube has banned people in the past because of
Appreciate you tuning in, Ryan. See you signing off, brother. I'll see you this weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll talk to you soon too. We got to get
Hopefully we see you on the live stream tomorrow as well.
He said he'll be on there. So but yeah, I mean, we're just not going to risk that. You guys that are out there, have been watching us. You guys understand what we're about. What we're having fun with this. You can understand that we're also growing, like we talked about at the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
You and I switched places.
Yeah.
And that's because we have a whole new table. We literally completely redid my basement this weekend. You helped me out with that, so thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
But we got it set up to where we're going to be getting a green screen here soon.
Make it a little bit more professional, a little bit more appealing to the eye. I mean, I know you're looking at 2 beautiful men here, but maybe the background would probably be more appealing for you guys than our faces. So
yeah.
We'll see
our boy Engraven chiming in. Thanks. What's up, man?
Engraven? Appreciate it, man.
He says YouTube doesn't rest around with that stuff, and that's correct. So one thing that I said it in the chat. I responded to somebody. I didn't say it verbally, but YouTube actually was, since they were bought a few years back by Google. They've been using a lot of Google's algorithms and stuff like that. We haven't told people what our algorithm caught something in our YouTube live feed. We actually didn't get it taken down. We were able to get that respected, and it was awesome. They were actually kind of seemed happy to have our the content that we had in our podcast because of what we were doing and the positive message and type of podcast that we do.
Right.
So it catches it, and I'll tell you what, we were surprised because literally what it caught was a 10 to 15 second clip.
10 to 15 second clip of a song that obviously has some copyright ties to it. And it flagged it immediately. I mean, as soon as we uploaded the video, they had something up on it. But fortunately enough, that worked in our favor, so that's why we do what we do.
Philly ball
here in the gun, 3rd down and 5 from the 26-yard line. makes Ertz in motion. He's got 3 wide receivers to his right. He's looking left, looking over the middle. He throws complete to Jeffrey. Jeffrey gets the first down for a gain of about 8 yards there. Big catch and big throw there for the Eagles. Jeffrey was the guy that they were targeting in the end zone on their last drive when Josh Norman jumped in front of it for the interception. We're now inside the red zone here for the Eagles at the 17-yard line. They've had 4 possessions, 2 touchdowns, 1 turnover on downs, and 1 interception. So they're at 50% right now. But the 2 that they did not convert on were costly. Wentz in the gun, hands the ball off to Adams. Adams goes left side. There's nothing there. Tries to go back right side. Nothing there as well. Gets back to the line of scrimmage. Going to bring up 2nd down and 10.
30 seconds left here in the third quarter.
First quarter. Ugh, it'll be a long game.
Yeah, what game you watch? And looks like they're going to get the ball down 15 seconds, down to 12.
Wentz under center here. Are they going to get a play off before the end of the third? Or are they just going to try to get the Redskins to jump? And I think that's what they were trying to do, is get the Redskins off sides, but they don't. And that wraps up the third quarter as the Eagles are in striking distance here going into the fourth, leading by 1, 14-13.
And our boy Graven says 15 seconds and they caught it. Jeez. Yeah, it surprised us. It took us off guard. But the cool thing about it was we got a message less than like 24 hours later saying that the actual owners of the content, the band, and the owners of the producers or whoever actually owns the content and owns the copyright reviewed and gave us the permission to continue using it, which was awesome. They were fine with what we're doing. They were fine that it was just a short little piece of it, so it was awesome.
Yeah. But that just goes to our point earlier. The whole showing the game, it's just we can't do it because they've got the algorithm in place that'll pick it up and cut our feet off.
The algorithm isn't just, a lot of people think the algorithm is just the audio, which is what caught on ours, but the algorithm is, there's also video algorithms that they run that also catch that kind of stuff. So we appreciate you guys that are continuing to tune it in.
For those that are out there listening while we're under commercial timeout, check in with us. Let us know where you guys listening from. What state are you in? Are you at home? Are you at work? We always like hearing where you guys tune in from. So any of you guys out there that are watching, let us know. Yeah,
and be sure to check out our website, www.birdlandbs.com. You can learn more about Fred, myself, our other co-host, Ryan. You can check out all of our episodes of our normal podcast there, as well as some different I guess we'll call it gear. Yeah. As we continue to expand our gear pages, we've got the hat that I'm wearing. You can see you can customize it. I put the @Birdland BS Twitter handle on there, the front hand in there. You can get your own shirt here. I know our boy Engraven, we hooked him up with a shirt. He's been wearing a bunch of his YouTube videos.
That's our little logo, like right there.
You gotta find it and see where it's at, right? So
yeah, we're first and foremost, we're a Baltimore sports podcast. We've been doing this for about a little over a year now. We just got into the video stuff a few months back. You can find us on Facebook with the live streams, on YouTube and Twitter. We just started doing this Monday night commentary a few weeks ago. We've had a lot of fun with it. We've had a lot of people interacting with us, and the feedback on it has been great. So we have fun doing it. It's 4 hours. It's a lot of talking, no commercials. We try to fill the air with as much as we can, but your interactions help us with filling the air because we like talking and answering questions that you guys have. Even if it's not about this game, if you got other questions about your team in the NFL, chime in. 2nd down and 10. Ertz here under center from the 17-yard line. Looks play action, dumps it off to Clement. Clement's got some blocking, gets the first down, gains about 13 yards there. And we're going to be, here we go again, Eagles inside the 5-yard line, 1st and goal.
This has been their Achilles heel thus far tonight.
Yeah, they're great inside the 5s.
Yeah.
From 5-yard line to 5-yard line. Once they get in here, they struggle.
Amanda chiming in saying she's from Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Appreciate you tuning in, Amanda. How's the weather down there in North Carolina? It's got to be better than it is in here in Baltimore.
I'm still a shirt cold.
Wentz again in the gun from the 4-yard line. He's got Clement to his right, looking left. He hits Jordan Matthews.
Touchdown.
For the touchdown on a slant route. Good throw. Put it in a place where Matthews was the only person that could catch the ball. Big, big play there for the Eagles.
Danny Johnson on the coverage there had his hand in there, but just enough that it was just past the tip of his hands for the touchdown.
Eagles go up 20-13, a big extra point here. If the Eagles can convert here on this extra point, that puts them up by 8, which forces the Redskins to have to go for 2 if time, ends that way, if they end up getting down.
Chris chiming in says he's from Austin, Texas, and Engraven says he enjoys the shirt. Thanks again. Go check out his page, Engraven Vids, too. There's a lot of good takes.
Absolutely. Appreciate you tuning in, Chris. As the Eagles go for 2 here, Wentz in the gun, looking right side.
It's good.
Complete to Golden Tate for the 2-point conversion. This goes back to, again, what we talked about earlier. Doug Peterson being aggressive, wanted to get the 2 points here to make it and force it a 2-possession game.
Yeah.
As the Eagles go up by 9, 22-13.
Another YouTuber that's been watching us, Marlon. He watches our regular show. I know that. He said 1 more reception for Nelson Aguilar and he makes the playoffs for fantasy. Pray for him.
Marlon, I'm pulling for you, buddy. Hopefully Aguilar will get that 1 more reception that you need. I'll take an Aguilar reception all day over a Zach Ertz reception because I can't have Zach Ertz catching any more balls.
Amanda chiming in says she says in North Carolina it's great. She loves us and we're doing great. We appreciate that, Amanda. Make sure you hit that thumbs up for us. We appreciate that. Make sure you subscribe. Hit your alerts and make sure it turns on when we go live.
Steve from Wellsburg, West Virginia, not too far away. West Virginia is a connecting state, so appreciate you tuning in there, Steve.
Got to be a Mountaineers fan.
I would assume, living up that way. But we appreciate each and every one of you guys tuning in all over the country. We did the crazy Monday Night Football game a couple weeks ago with the Rams and the Rams and the Chiefs, the 52-51 or whatever the hell the score was, 52-50, whatever it was. And we had people all over the globe. We had people in different countries.
We had people from France, Germany, Canada.
It's really cool. I love to connect with you guys. And again, we love the interaction. So as much as we appreciate you guys just sitting back and taking the content in and just listening to us, we also like the feedback. So we try to get all the questions that you guys have in and try to work it into the show as best we can. Obviously, sometimes the amount of traffic that comes through here can be a little overwhelming and the chat can be a little overwhelming, but we try to work in as much as we can.
Hey, I got to put out there, we just got a new subscriber, Skylar. We appreciate that.
Skylar. Appreciate it, man. Every time we get a new subscriber, we get an alert, so appreciate that, Skylar.
Yeah, so we appreciate when you guys do that. Definitely helps us out.
Helps us grow.
And helps us continue to grow. As we do this, we continue to do more. I have to put this out there because we have actually had a few people message us privately. I know a few weeks back we actually had somebody say something live in the chat. So we just decided to set it up. If you look in the comments down below, we had some people asking about how to, kind of pay us for our content because they appreciate what we're doing. So the link's down below. It's just through PayPal. It's our own Birdland BS account. Feel free. We don't necessarily need anything for it. Like we said, this is a hobby for us. We love doing this.
But if people want to donate, you can. The Eagles kick the ball off here. Back in the end zone, it's fielded about 2 yards deep, and they take a knee, and the Redskins will get the ball at the 25-yard line.
Yeah, and any money that we do get just goes right back into the show, Fred. So, just so you guys know that it's not for profit. That'll go towards continuing the green screen, get some lighting in here that's probably a little bit better for that green screen effect and all that kind of stuff. So we appreciate it. All right, so we're talking about Reuben Foster. We went on this rant. He's on the commissioner's exempt list because of the issues that he has had and his misdemeanors. Also being being charged with possession of an assault rifle as well. Sanchez lining up under center, 2 wide out to the right, has Peterson in the back. Peterson with a big block in the backfield lets him get the throw off to Floyd. Floyd's going to get a gain of about 8, maybe 9, depending on where they spot this ball. Big stop by AP there as he was coming in from Sanchez's blind side and was gonna deliver the hit and didn't.
Yeah, big block there for Adrian Peterson. Just enough time for Sanchez to get the ball off there and get a 9-yard gain.
All right, Sanchez under center. He's going to have 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end set. He's going to have AP in the backfield. Hands the ball off to AP, who bounces out, goes back up the center, gets the gain, gets the first down, and another 2 yards beyond that. So gain of about 3 on the play. First down, Washington. As we would say in Baltimore, move those chains.
Yeah, big first down run there for the Redskins. As the Redskins down now by 2 possessions.
Going to be on their own 37.
Can't afford any 3 and outs at this point. Got to score on each time they have the ball.
All right, and we're going to see a 3 tight end set here. 1 wide receiver out to the left. False start on the offensive line yet again. See who they call it on this time. Look like multiple guys moving there on that one. Yeah. So it looks like they're going to call it on Luke Bawanko.
12 minutes, 59 seconds left to go here in the fourth quarter. The Eagles up 9, 22-13. First down and 15 for the Redskins.
That's that right guard filling in for Bergstrom.
Yeah.
Who was injured.
Redskins
haven't seen him come back out.
Super thin on the offensive line.
They just continue to lose guys through injuries throughout the year. Sanchez drops back. He's going out. Drops back about 10 yards, and it's intercepted. He's going to take it back for about 5 yards.
Sanchez comes flying in to make the tackle. Terrible throw there. I mean, he rolled to his right to try to bide some time. Set his feet.
I think that was Nathan Jerry on the interception there.
Just a bad throw.
Yeah, he had to roll out to the right. He rolled back about 15 yards from the line of scrimmage to roll out and throw that, but definitely didn't look and see that he had a defender that was able to undercut that route very easily in Jerry.
So Connor, you're or not Connor. Who is it?
Who was it that said that they needed Aguilar?
Yeah, it's Connor. Connor needs Adams.
Adams to run the ball. He gets another one.
Yeah, I mean now you've got a 2-possession lead.
Marlon said he needed Aguilar.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a fight between the two of them. Who's gonna get it?
That 2-point conversion might come back to bite you, Marlon, because now they've got they got a 2-possession lead. It's in the fourth quarter. There's 12 minutes left to go. The Eagles may just stick to the run game here and try to run out as much clock as they possibly can to eliminate the chances for the Redskins.
And they may be handing the ball off to Adams, getting a little bit more
Connor,
touches.
This may work out for you. Marlon, we'll see, man. If that's all you need is 1 catch, you might be all right. We'll see what happens here.
It's going to be a continued interesting game, especially if the Redskins, if the Redskins can't put up another score, it's one and done. It's over with.
Redskins have not had much success on Monday Night Football, especially recently. I mean, they're 1-9 on Monday Night Football since 2013, and 2-14 since 2008. I mean, I get it. Like, this franchise has struggled as a whole. Forget Monday Night Football. They've struggled for a long time as a whole to try to get back to the top of the NFC East. I think a lot of their problems center around their owner. I've never been a big fan of the owners like Jerry Jones and Daniel Snyder that try to be too involved in the day-to-day transactions and the day-to-day interactions. You pay these GMs to do a job. Let them do their job that they're paid to do. It's always been something that's kind of frustrating. I mean, obviously, it's worked out okay on occasion for Jerry Jones in the past, but Daniel Snyder, a lot of his decisions and moves have come to backfire on him.
Yeah. I think it's great. They're just showing some shots of some of the cleats. Go check it out. It's on NFL.com. My Cause, My Cleats. Some of the cleats that these guys are wearing are actually pretty cool. I have to give AP credit. He's doing the whole no bully thing. So it's the bullies, the cartoon bullies like Cartman and Nelson from The Simpsons
what happens when you're the bully to your own kid.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Does he have his own picture on there?
Go Rams for life chimes in. Rams 11-1. They are good team. They got the
and did he? They just flipped it to Clay. He flipped it to Clement. Clement tosses it back to him.
The flea flicker there that the Redskins were prepared for. Nobody open on the play. Wentz just throws the ball out of bounds. Yeah, it was interesting. You're up 2 possessions on first down.
You're gonna
go for a flea flicker, try to put the foot on the throat, and really put this game out of reach. But Redskins were ready for it.
Now you just got to hand the ball off. This is what you need to do. Run time off the clock. Make Washington waste the timeouts if you're going to do that. 12:31 left on the clock.
Wentz in the gun, hands it off to Adams. Adams goes up the middle. Tackled there by Swearinger for a gain of about 7.5 yards on that second down run. So it's going to bring up third down and about 3 for the Eagles here. And again, another shoestring or leg-foot tackle where Adams was close.
Grab one of those cleats and don't let go.
Right. That's fine. You stay on the sidelines. They show Ertz there standing on the sidelines.
You're loving this.
Wentz under center here. Third down and 3, single back formation. Play action. Wentz throws to Aguilar, but it was behind Aguilar. Marlon, you were that close. Bad throw by Wentz there. And that's going to bring up 4th down and 3. Peterson's frustrated. I think he wanted to go for the throw, like I said, and get the touchdown there to make it a 3-possession game, but going to have to settle.
I thought it was Aguilar. All right.
Jake Elliott here lining up for a 46-yard field goal attempt. This would put the Eagles up 25-13 if he makes it. Kick is up. It's cooking a little bit to the right, but it stays in between the uprights. And the Eagles go up 12 here late in the fourth quarter, 25-13.
Basically making it a 2-touchdown game here. You don't have much of a choice. If you are the Skins, you have to score, and you have to drive down. You have to do it quickly. This is not a take 5 minutes off. You need to get downfield. You need to get the touchdown quickly, and then move on. Go Rams for Life says Rams versus New England and in the Super Bowl. What y'all think?
Don't count out the Saints in the NFC. I think it's going to be a battle between the Saints and the Rams there. I've been very high on the Saints all year round. I know that the Cowboys surprised everybody, I think. I don't think anybody really thought the Cowboys had much of a chance going up against the Saints defense or Saints offense. But Breeze is playing on a whole other level. The Rams are definitely a complete team. For me, between the two of them, it's a coin toss. I think both of them are very good teams. In the AFC, the Patriots are always going to be there in the end. Obviously got the Chiefs that are playing good football. Chiefs, the thing that worries me the most about them is their defense. Mm-hmm. They can put up a ton of points, but they can't keep points and can't keep yardage off the field and off the scoreboard. So the AFC is kind of a jumbled mess there. You got a couple of decent teams, you got a couple of good teams, but you really, at the cream of the crop in the AFC, you've got the Chargers, the Patriots, and the Chiefs. I just think I want to see Phillip Rivers and the Chiefs do it. I said it before the season started. They were kind of my dark horse. What did I say?
You said Phillip Rivers and the Chiefs.
Phillip Rivers and the Chargers. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I want to see Phillip Rivers. I like Phillip Rivers as a person. I love his competitive edge that he has. He's a fiery kind of guy. And if Mahomes and Goff aren't putting up the gaudy numbers that they're putting up, I think Rivers is right there in the MVP conversation. And that team showed me something last night playing against the Steelers in Pittsburgh, able to pull that game off. So I've got high hopes for the Chargers in the AFC.
Yeah. So, it's definitely something that I think is possible. Marlon chimes in. It looks like he might be being a homer here. Says Ravens-Rams. So
as much as I want to see that happen, man, I just
don't know that it's going to happen.
I don't think we're there yet. I think we get in the playoffs, but I think we're talking about the Ravens. I think we're out in the first round. Elliott kicks the ball off here.
It's going to go through the back of the end zone here for a touchback. So they're going to get it on their own 25-yard line. And we were just talking about this. Ravens and Chargers. Chargers are 9-3, tied for the wild card. And it's because of the 10-2 Chiefs.
Yeah. Can't forget about the Texans either at 9-3. You know, they're playing great football after starting 0-3. They've won 9 straight. That's a team that, if they get hot at the right time, can be absolutely dangerous.
They're talking about the Chargers' schedules going against the Bengals, the Chiefs, then the Ravens, and then the Broncos. So they have a semi-decent schedule moving forward.
Sanchez in the gun. Here on first down and 10.
He's going to hand the ball off to to Thompson. Thompson fumbles and has to fall on the ball for a loss. It's going to be a loss of about 4 here. And it looks like Washington just kind of walking around here.
Yeah, 11 minutes and 22 seconds left to go. Clock is ticking. There's no sign of...
2nd and 14.
No sign of hurry.
16 left on the play clock, and they're still just coming out of the huddle. Here they're going to get to the line with 9 left on the play clock. 6, 5. Sanchez calls a timeout with 1 second left on the play clock. Just cannot get the play together.
No sense of urgency there. You could tell that this was it just either it took too long to get the play call in, or Sanchez is having trouble, like we said earlier, hearing the play calls in the helmet. I don't know what's going on there, but you'd think being down 2 scores, 2 touchdowns at that, you can't even get a touchdown and kick a field goal and be back in this game. You got to have 2 touchdowns. You'd think there'd be a little bit more sense of urgency.
Yeah, and Sanchez is calling for the play call in his ear and is just struggling to get it. And there he's going to get it, pull it into the huddle here. Let's see which route they go on 2nd and 14. You've got to take a little bit of a shot here. I don't think your running game is going to get you much. He's going to have 3 wide out to the right, 1 out to the left. Thompson in the backfield to his left. Steps back, throws it over the center. Incomplete, intended for Reed again.
Thrown behind him, off the mark.
Marlon asked if we think John Harbaugh is done after this year if we make the playoffs.
I still think he's done.
Even if we make the playoffs, I think he's done. We'll kind of get into that a little bit tomorrow during the show. So be sure to tune in for that.
8:45, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. We go live with our podcast tomorrow. So if you're a Ravens fan, be sure to tune in.
All right, Sanchez is going to set up in the gun. Looks like he's going to have Thompson in the backfield again. 2 wide out to the right, 1 out to the left. It's going to be a screen pass. And he's going to pass it back over to Thompson, who's going to gets tripped up. Another shoestring tackle. Thompson only gets about 3 on the play, facing 4th and 10 on the Washington 25.
Sanchez throws that ball off to the right side to Jordan Reed, which looked like it was set up as a screen pass, but then Jordan Reed throws the ball back across the field to Thompson. Thompson is a shoestring tackle yet again away from a much bigger play, but only gains about 3 yards on that play.
Now they're forced to punt. Tressway is going to punt the ball off here.
4th down and 8.
Looking to pin him deep. From his own 15, he kicks the ball.
Sproles back, receives the ball at the 26, and he's tripped up, doesn't get any more. So he's down at about the 26, maybe the 27-yard line, depending on where the ref spots the ball. And at this point, again, up 2 touchdowns. All the Eagles need to do here is be smart with the ball, run some clock, maybe get into field goal range, kick the field goal, and you're up 3 possessions, and that'll put a nail in the coffin.
Yeah, with less than, you got 10 minutes left in this game. With less than 10 minutes, you're by the time you're done, even if you just get the field goal, making it a 3-possession game, it's just not going to happen. The only way that you can, in theory, really pull it off, I guess they're up by 12. You put it up by 15. You could go for the Eagles would have to go for the extra point both times in order to really keep this as a game that or not the Eagles, the Redskins would have to go for it on both times. I just don't think they can do it. What we're seeing on Sanchez for not having a lot of game tape on Sanchez in this Redskins offense, Eagles are doing a damn good job.
Yeah, I mean, Sanchez was sitting on a couch or sitting behind a table here just like you and I were just a few days ago. I don't think he was expecting to get any action here. Obviously, the injury to Colt McCoy changed things. And you know what? To Sanchez's credit, on the first drive, outside of the 90-yard touchdown run that Adrian Peterson had, come up against the first half, you know, he threw well. He was 6 for 6 on that drive right before the half. But since then, he's come back down to earth. He's looked more like the Mark Sanchez that he's been his entire career.
Right now, he's 11 for 17 for 95 yards with 1 interception and still only 1 sack. So
I want to say 55 of that or 56 of that was in that drive right before the half.
Yeah.
So, again, not a very productive half here.
And the running game hasn't been going for Washington either. I mean, you have Peterson, Thompson, and Crowder did have 1 technical carry from behind the line of scrimmage. A total of 96 yards between the 3 of them. Mind you, 90 of that is AP on 1 run.
Exactly.
And AP has 9 carries for 98 yards. So on 8 other carries, he's only got 8 yards. 1 yard apiece. It's just going out. He does have that touchdown, but Crowder lost 5 on his, and then Thompson has only gained 3 on his 3 carries.
Right.
So they cannot get this running game off the ground. That's what has killed them in this game. Looks like we're going to see Wentz set up here.
Wentz is under center. He's got Adams single back, 2 wide receivers, 1 left, 1 right. Hands the ball off to Adams. Adams goes left side but doesn't have anywhere to go. He gains about 1 yard before he's brought down. As we come underneath the 10-minute mark in the fourth quarter, 9 minutes and 50 seconds left to go. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 9. Eagles leading the Washington Redskins 25-13, 12-point lead.
9:30 left on the clock in the fourth. You got to run the ball here if you're the Eagles.
Yeah,
and you got to just keep the clock moving, absolutely.
Wentz in the gun. He's got Adams to his right, 2 wide receivers off to the right, 1 to his left. Letting the play clock drop down here to 3. Looking to his right, he throws, complete to Golden Tate. Golden Tate tries to make a guy miss, but goes out of bounds.
Not a smart move there by Tate. You got to cut that back in the field of play and keep that clock moving.
He's just short of the first down. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 1. Eagles, rest of the way out, they've got the Cowboys, the Rams, the Texans, and another matchup here with the Redskins. Those 3 games, tough games. It's got a tough schedule. Already sitting at 5-6. They'll win this game and go back to 500. But they got their work cut out for them if they want to win this division. Need some help.
3rd and 1 on their own 36.
Wentz in the gun. Hands the ball off to Adams. No, play action. Dumps it off to Ertz. Ertz with a gain of about 5 yards there. Gets the first down and stays in bounds. Keeps the clock moving. 1st down and 10 after a gain of about 5 or 6 yards there.
By the way, in our fantasy matchup, I'm only behind you by 5 points now.
Oh, man.
I'm fine with the Redskins sending Sanchez out there and having to punt the ball because you don't need field goals.
Wentz here in the gun. Down to almost 8 minutes left to go in the game. 1st down and 10. He's got Adams in the backfield. Hands it off to Adams. Goes left side. He's got a hole. Gets outside. There's a flag. He did gain about 12, maybe 13 yards on the play. But there's a flag on the field. We'll have to see what the call is here. Adams with a good run there off the left side of the line. The refs are coming together, trying to get this figured out. 7:57 left to go. Here's the call. It's a hold against the defense. So I would imagine the Eagles are going to decline this. It's going to be a 1st down.
It's on Jonathan Allen, the defensive end. Stupid penalty here that just gets them.
Well, the first down yardage, nullifies the penalty anyway. So, good run there by Adams. Continues to put up the yardage as the Eagles break the huddle here.
Thomas chimes in and says the Eagles to win so we can take the 5 spot in the playoffs, but he's a Seahawks fan.
Wentz in the guns, no backs, empty backfield, throws out to Golden Tate. Golden Tate with the catch, gains about 7 yards on that, man. That was really, really close to being a delay of game. I mean, the clock definitely hit double zeros before the ball was snapped, but the refs do not throw the flag. As the clock continues to move, we're down to about the 7-minute mark in the fourth quarter. 2nd down and 3. Marlon, I'm pulling for you, man. Trying to get that last catch here by Aguilar.
Thanks, Alan H3. He chimes in and says, good commentary. We appreciate that, man. Make sure you hit that like and the subscribe button for us.
Wentz under center here. 2nd down and 3. Single back formation. He brings Ertz in motion. Gives the ball off to Adams. Adams has a little bit of a hole in the middle. He gets the 1st down and more. Gains about 5 yards on that play. 1st down, Eagles.
As Mason Foster had to adjust his cup while he was on the ground.
6 minutes and 30 seconds left to go here in the fourth quarter as the clock continues to run. The Eagles driving yet again. Eagles up 25-13.
I'm sure that'll be something that will be talked about. They just showed Sanchez on the sideline laughing around. So the media likes to blow that up.
Redskins with only 29 yards in the second half to the Eagles 201. Lopsided much? Wentz in the gun, hands the ball off to Adams. Adams up the middle, gains about 3, maybe 4 yards.
A little bit of chippiness after the play.
Yeah, definitely. A little bit of after the whistle
continues.
Contact. Maybe some frustrations on the Redskins' part there. No flags have been thrown yet, but
Mason Foster and Zach Ertz both involved.
That's fine. Throw Zach Ertz out of the game. I'm good with it. I need him gone.
Thomas asked, what team do we like? We are Baltimore fans, first and foremost. We are Ravens fans, but we are Baltimore fans. In this game, we both had the Eagles win in this game. The Redskins have just been facing too much with quarterback situation. Now you have Colt McCoy down as well. The offensive line has been having a rough time. You have Richardson's down as a wide receiver. So it just was a continuous plague of events for them.
2nd down and 7. Wentz in the gun. He's got a back to his right. Brings Zach Tate in motion. Yep. Tries to dump the ball off to Goddard, which looked like it would have been a tight end screen there. But again, throws the ball a little over his head. It's going to bring out 3rd down and 7, more importantly for the Redskins. That stops the clock with 4 minutes and 56 seconds left to go. Redskins do still have 2 timeouts. They've obviously got the 2-minute warning to work in their favor. But, I mean, total yardage in this game, the Eagles with 422 to the Redskins 288, and majority of their yardage came in the first half. 28 first downs for the Eagles to the Redskins 9. 36 minutes of time possession for the Eagles to the Redskins 19. Total domination. Wentz dropped back to pass. He's under pressure. Has nowhere to go.
Just tosses the ball.
Tosses the ball into the ground near his running back, so it's not delay or a intentional grounding. He avoids that, but again, that stops the clock.
Thomas says, "Oh, is that the reason why Engraven told us to watch this video?"
That could very well be.
It could be. But he knows, just like him, we're Ravens fans, but we're also NFL fans. We're football fans, so we know enough about the game. We don't talk all over our head. We talk in a way that the average fan can understand. Even
Elliott lines up a field goal here from 44 yards, and it's right down the center. That gives the Eagles a 15-point lead. Pushes it out to 28-13.
Yeah, and even super fans, can watch in and tune on us. We like to joke around, but we also know the stats. We do, we've got pages, just to show you guys, we have pages here of stuff that we prepare for this.
Yeah.
We want to know.
We definitely put time and effort into it for sure.
Yeah, we want to know what the stats are, because it also helps us call the game really well for you guys, so you guys can know that we're knowing the players that we're talking about. It's always initially not knowing some of these teams and the packages that they run. We know the Ravens packages. We know who's coming out in what package. It's something that we learn as it goes through, and we get better throughout the night as far as who's on the field.
And for you out there that are fans of Ingraven, we've done a little bit of content with him in the past. I actually had him come up here to Baltimore. We went to the Ravens game together. Good dude. I mean, he's just as much the same person in person as he is in the videos. We're going to do some more work in the future. Looking forward to working with him as always. If you're not a fan of Ingraven, go check him out and subscribe to his channel at Ingraven Vids. So appreciate all you guys coming over from his chat or his YouTube feed. So Eagles here, line up, kick the ball off deep in the end zone. The Redskins just let it go, and the Redskins are going to come out to the 25-yard line. 4 minutes and 48 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter. Scott, I don't think the Redskins are coming back from this one.
Yeah, no. With what we've seen out of Sanchez so far, I don't think it's going to be doable. 1st and 10, 4:48 left on the clock. You're down by 15 at this point. If you get down the field, you have to go for the 2-point conversion at that point. Otherwise, it is still a 3-score game. It is doable, but you have to have your running game going, and it hasn't been going all game. You have... Right now, they're going to line up Thompson in the backfield to the right of Sanchez. 2 wide out to the right, 2 wide out to the left. 1 tight end set to the left. He's out of the gun, in the gun. Drops back, dumps it off to Thompson, and Thompson just misses the ball. A little high, but Thompson had his hands on it, pulls it in, could not pull it in for the reception. It is just something that continues to be a problem for this Redskins team with the drops. The drops are really hurting them right now.
So the Redskins brought in Sanchez, E.J. Manuel, Kellen Clemens, Josh Johnson, and T.J. Yates to try out for their backup quarterback position when Alex Smith went down. Talk about the land of misfit boys. Golly.
All right, he's going to line up in the gun, 3 wide to the right. Thompson out of the backfield. He's going to throw it over to Thompson. Thompson's going to get about 3 yards running out of bounds. He's going to stop the clock with 4:40 left on the clock. So now we're going to see it at the 36, their own 36, 2nd and 10. Thomas says he respects the Ravens on how y'all season went because y'all lost Flacco, but Lamar been doing good. We're going to talk about that on our show. Even if you're not a Ravens fan, tune in tomorrow. Fred's going to go on a rant.
8:45 Eastern Standard Time, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter.
Sanchez in the gun. Thompson again to his left. Looks like he's going to have 3 wide, puts a man in motion, drops back, steps up into the pocket, scrambles. He's got room. He's going to run and dive for the first down. Continue to roll. He hasn't been touched still. Now they finally touch him.
Yeah, see, that's one of those things. It's one of those quarterback rules. When you dive forward, head first, you have to be touched to be down. If you slide feet first, you're down as soon as you make contact with the ground. That's one of those funny rules in the NFL.
Sanchez is going to get the ball going again. Scrambles 3 wide to the right, 1 to the left, and again throws it short, this time to Thompson out to the left.
And that's why Sanchez was sitting on it.
And Sanchez wasn't happy there on the spot of the ball because his point was he was not touched. That's why he actually army crawled an extra yard, and they spotted the ball back where he originally went down.
Can't argue about it too long. When you're up against the clock, you're down 2 possessions here. 4 minutes and 9 seconds left to go with only 2 timeouts.
2nd and 10 on your own 31. Or I'm sorry, it's going to be on your own 36 this time. He's going to snap the ball. And we're going to get a whistle and a false start. Who are they going to call this false start on? Let's see, we're still waiting on this. Offense 76. It's going to be Morgan Moses.
That's his 2nd penalty against him for false starts. Got a little bit of the Michael Warritis.
Yeah.
For you non-Raven fans.
Tyrese says, "Who dat? We wish we could have won Thursday. We would have won Thursday. Hey, we expected the Saints to win too.
We expect you guys to win that handedly."
All right, Sanchez in the gun, trips wide out to the right. Clement in the backfield. He's going to dump it off to Clement. Clement's only going to get about a 2-yard gain.
That would be
Chris
Thompson.
Clement, Chris Thompson.
Wrong team, my friend.
Well, he's been doing that to Clement most of the game on the other side of the ball.
We're amateurs. We're not perfect. 25 is 25.
You know, and I do that just as Thomas says, y'all sound like real commentators. It's crazy. What's funny is I've heard real commentators do the same thing. So just saying. And they're paid professionally for this.
We're all human.
So, D Tidy TV, if we win in Kansas City, do you think we can win the North?
Very winnable, and that's a huge game going towards that. Please tune into our podcast tomorrow, live, 8:45, YouTube and Facebook and Twitter. We're going to talk all Ravens, and we're going to talk all about that.
Sanchez in the gun, 3 out to the right. Blown the whistle, and delay of game penalty.
3 minutes and 21 seconds left to go. The Redskins going in the wrong direction here.
On their own 28, 3rd and 18 now, due to penalties. They cannot. They're not helping their own game here. At this point, I mean, 3 minutes, unless biting from a miracle by the Redskins, this is.
Yeah, pretty much a wrap.
Yeah, I would go an all-out blitz here, but it looks like they're going to stay back. They're going to have 4 guys. Sanchez deep, and he's sacked.
The flags coming everywhere. They're all over the field. This is in the backfield, more than likely a hold on the offensive line here.
And you're going to clearly decline this.
Sanchez had nowhere to go. And it is holding on the offense. The penalty is going to be declined. It's going to bring up 4th down and probably about 22, 23 maybe.
2 holding penalties, both of them. So it looks like you're going to call Trent Williams on 1 and Naseki on the other. You and those names. You let me do all that work, huh?
I don't take the risk.
Ty Naseki.
That was couldn't make it.
So Cox on the pressure there, and has a loss of 6 yards to get to Sanchez.
3:17 left to go, and the Redskins are lining up the punt here. I guess admitting defeat. As they kick it off, Darren Sproles back, calls for a fair catch, and catches it at about the 25-yard line. And at this point, it's just a formality. Eagles need to come out, get a first down, and this game's over.
Thomas asked what happened to Colt. Colt went after a drive where they wound up having to punt the ball. He got rolled up on his ankle. And what we're hearing is that it is a broken or fractured fibula in his left leg. So that will be a season-ending injury for Colt McCoy. Sanchez is now the starter as of right now for the Redskins. And those guys that they just worked out that we just mentioned a minute ago, they're going to be getting a call here tomorrow, I'm sure, if they're not already on the phone with them today.
Wentz under center. He's got single back formation. Hands it off. That's Adams. Adams goes left side, gains 2, maybe 3 on the play, depending upon the spot. As the clock continues to run, we go under 3 minutes to go here in the game. Is
that Peters down for?
Yeah, it looked like you hate to see this late in the game. An offensive lineman go down, but the players were calling for assistance on the field right away, and yeah, Peters is pissed.
Kind of limping off the field too.
Yeah, that could be bad, and he may know it.
Josh Norman coming over and giving him a little pat saying,
"A large man." Golly.
And let's see what happens here.
Oh yeah, same thing.
Yeah, rolled up on right on the ankle.
And same deal almost as Colt McCoy
and Bergstrom. Yeah, Bergstrom was the other one for the Redskins that went out.
Grabbing at his ankle area could be a fibula thing, very similar to what happened to Colt McCoy. Wentz lines up here on 2nd down and 7 in the gun, single back formation. He's got 2 wide receivers out to his right. Adams is to his left. He brings one of his wide receivers in motion back to the line. They hand the ball off. Adams looking for a hole, finds something small, goes up the middle, and gains about 3 yards on the play. It's going to bring up 3rd down and about 4.
Thomas referring to the Redskins says them and the 49ers cannot keep a star QB.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, they can't keep him to save their life. Brent chiming in says, milk it, referring to milking the clock here.
Yeah.
Dizzy Jeezy says, what's with the recording audio delay? We don't know. It is a YouTube-based problem. We've sent into them to figure out what's going on. We don't have this problem anytime, but anytime when we go longer than like an hour, hour and a half, that's when we actually start getting these delays. So it's just having something to do with their software and keeping up. Our audio streams are healthy. Everything's showing that it's fine. It's something with YouTube, so we apologize.
Yeah, I apologize for that. But yeah, 2-minute warning here. And again, it's just a formality at this point. All the Eagles need to do is come out here and basically take a couple knees, and that'll be a wrap on the game, as the Eagles will pull back to 500 on the year at 6-6. You've got the Cowboys leading the division at 7-5, so they'll be one game behind the Cowboys. They still have their matchup to go with the Cowboys. I feel like the Eagles may have a little bit more of a favorable schedule than the Cowboys do right now, so if the Eagles can continue to get better, they do still have a chance at winning this division. And at the end of the day, you just will trying to get into the playoffs, because at that point, your season is one game at a time. And regardless of what you did in the regular season or didn't do in the regular season, a team that's going into the playoffs, it's been there before, defending Super Bowl champions, they could be a scary team in the NFC.
Yeah, no, they have the ability to be a threat. They started off their season, with with some issues.
Yeah.
And they have since kind of worked through them, gotten them back, and are really getting there. This is, like we said, they haven't won yet. It's still under the 2-minute warning, but they are facing 3rd and 4, I believe, at this point as we go through this commercial break, waiting for them to come back. They're going to be facing 3rd and 4 from their own 31. It's expected that you're gonna hopefully get the first down here. Once you get the first down, I doubt you're gonna see the Redskins take any timeouts here. They know that this game is ultimately a 2-score game at this point with a 15-point lead. Not really much you're gonna be able to do in under 2 minutes once they're done. So just gonna be a continual problem. DZ says he subscribed. We appreciate that, DZ man.
Thank you.
Rams for Life Donovan says, what's up? What's up, man?
What's going on?
Appreciate you joining us.
Yes, sir.
We've been doing this every Monday night for the past few weeks. We're going to continue moving forward, setting up. If you go back and look at some other ones, we changed some things around. We're going to be getting a green screen here, looking a little more pro. And we're going to continue to set things forward for you guys.
Eagles on 3rd down and 4, lined up in the gun. Wentz has got single back formation, 2 wide receivers to his left, 1 to his right. Hands the ball off. Is that Clement? Clement goes right side, gets the first down, stays. Or no, actually he does go out of bounds. So that's going to stop the clock here with 1:53 left to go. But again,
I opened my mouth about this the first down and then going forward.
It gives the Eagles a first down. So at this point, again, you just take a couple of knees. I don't think the Redskins are going to use their timeouts, as you mentioned, being down by 2 scores. Under 2 minutes to go. Sanchez really not having a whole lot of time to learn this offense. This was a recipe for disaster for the Redskins.
Yeah, Carson and the Eagles going to get in victory formation.
And there it is. They take the knee, and the Redskins do not call timeout as the clock continues to run. So again, that's going to be it. So the Redskins will fall back to 500 at 6-6 on the year. The Eagles will go to 500 at 6-6. It's going to be a cluster in the NFC East. I mean, even the Giants. I don't think that the Giants are going to make any kind of playoff run. But honestly, sitting at 2 wins earlier in the season, when we first started doing these Monday Night Football streams. For some reason, we had back-to-back Giants primetime games. People would have thought we were Giants fans. And I honestly, at 2 wins, did not see the Giants, just the way that they played in those 2 games, did not see them winning another game. Thought that they'd be for sure in the running for the number 1 overall pick in the draft. Just how badly they played and how badly they looked. They were able to win 2 games. They're 0-4 in the division. But again, you got the Cowboys at 7-5, the Eagles at 6-6, the Redskins at 6-6, and now the Giants at 4-8. Cluster of a division.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's still a toss-up. How crazy would that be to see it's not going to happen. See the Giants come back and win that division.
Oh, yeah.
It would be ridiculous to see.
You believe in miracles?
Yeah, right. There better be a movie about that if that happens.
Right. So yeah, just to recap real quick, the Eagles again beat the Redskins 28-13 in what was really should have been a lot worse than that, a 15-point game. If the Eagles capitalize inside the red zone a little bit better than they did, this game is even more of a blowout. Adrian Peterson, the long 90-yard run touchdown was really the one big explosive play that the Redskins had.
On the first play that Sanchez touched the ball, too.
Right.
Hands it off to Peterson. Peterson goes 90 yards.
Right.
The stat line for the Skins, by the way, for the game, Colt McCoy went 4 for 4 for 50 yards. So when he was in the game, passing the ball, fairly effective at 12.5 per pass. And only had 1 sack, loss of 6, passer rating of 118.
Right.
Sanchez comes into the game after Colt McCoy is injured, goes 13 for 21 on 100 yards, averaging about 4.5 yards per pass, with a QB rating of 53, and that's in part because of his 1 interception and 2 sacks for a total loss of 13 yards. Right. So it really just doesn't help. And then when you look at the rushing game, we said it before, the rushing game just didn't get going. Adrian Peterson, 98 yards on 9 carries.
Right. And all of 90 of it came within 1 run.
Right, exactly, for one 90-yard touchdown run. Sanchez scrambled for the 1 8-yard there that we said we thought he deserved even more than the 8. Thompson, 3 carries for 3 yards, and Crowder, who caught one out of the backfield, goes 1 for a loss of 5.
Right.
So it just goes to show you they never got that running game started, and because of that, the receiving core really wasn't able to do it wasn't able to do anything productive. Doxson had 3 receptions for 51 yards, his longest being 32. So there's half his yardage right there on 1 play. We never saw this Redskins offense just get going like they need to, I should say.
And this, on the other side of it, this was a game that the Eagles needed desperately. It was a game that they needed to kind of put everything together, and they were able to do that. So a big win for Doug Peterson and Carson Wentz and the Eagles. Again, as they pull back to 500 next week. We've got the Vikings going into Seattle to take on the Seahawks in what should be a pretty entertaining Monday Night Football game. So we'll be back here 8 o'clock or 8:10-ish next Monday night. For you sports fans that are tuning in, we are Birdland BS. Again, we are a Baltimore-based sports podcast that does a live Baltimore-based show every Tuesday night at 8:45 Eastern Standard Time on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. We encourage you guys to all come check that out, interact with us on the show. We're going to break down the Ravens and break down the Lamar and Joe debate. We're going to talk some Orioles baseball. We're even going to talk Terps basketball. So we got a lot to cover on this week's show. Be sure to check us out on all of our other platforms.
All the links are below, guys. Check it out.
Check us out on our website at birdlandbs.com. That'll tell you a little bit about us. It'll give you the opportunity to listen to our audio podcast if you're interested. And if you want to download that on any of your apps of choice, you can find it on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, all of them out there, Podbean. And then, like I said, every week we're going to try to do this for the remaining portion of the year for the Monday Night Football Monday Night Football commentary, and then we're going to handpick some games in the playoffs that just work out for our schedules. And we hope that you guys come back and tune in. Before you leave, be sure to give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to turn on your notifications so that way next time we go live, you guys will be the first to know.
And like you said, with those playoff games, because we're still determining that, we're hoping to narrow that down the next week or two to start kind of looking and have an idea as those schedules and times get announced.
Right.
We're going to start kind of really honing in on that. So it's even more important that you have those alerts on so you can know when it is that we actually do go live. So we appreciate you guys tuning in. Like we said, check out all the links below. Check out the links for all of our social media pages, all that kind of stuff. For those of you that have asked us about donating towards helping us, fund and grow the podcast, there's the link there to the PayPal. Check that out. So don't hesitate to reach out to us on any of the social media sites as well. On Twitter, I'm at ScottBLBS. That's Fred at FredBLBS. You can also hit up our Twitter or any of our social media sites. Just search Birdland BS. You will find us, no problem.
Appreciate you tuning in as always. We'll see you next week for Birdland BS. I'm Fred.
I'm Scott.